they used to. Sometimes I think they should play their music more. I mean, it's just the way they schedule it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but anyway, thank you, son. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Big Modcast. I am your host with the most from coast to coast. You guys like that? You know why I said coast to coast? Because it's official that we have people in Puerto Rico listening to us.
Oh.
And we have people in Hawaii, so, right? Coast to coast?
It's coast to coast.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And those people aren't family?
And in Hawaii, yes, family. And
Puerto Rico.
in Puerto
now.
Rico, yeah, one of my last guests that came in, his sister listens and family there now. But anyway, again, I'm your host, Big Mod. Sandy and Chris are here. Thank you for joining us, guys. Okay, real quick, Chris, can you go ahead and play our sponsor reads? This podcast is sponsored by Quinn Concrete Construction. The company motto, no job too big or too small. Whatever your concrete need is, they have the experience and the professionalism to ensure a quality job every time. For a free estimate, call 913-279-1448. That's 913-279-1448 and ask for Joe Quinn.
This episode is sponsored by Goal Fire Protection. With over 26 years of fire sprinkler experience, Goal Fire Protection has built our livelihoods on established relationships and providing quality fire sprinkler systems. From retrofits, remodels, service, repairs, new installation, and inspections, simple to the extreme, we can help you every step of the way. No job is too small or too big for our knowledgeable crews. For your free estimate, call 913-441-3390 or email us at gochoa@goalfireprotection.com.
Thank you, son. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the show for episode 193, Mr. James Oropeza in the house. There you go, Chris. I was wondering you were going to do that.
Sorry, I'm distracted by our PA audio switcher. It's constantly in the yellow and jumping into the red. Maybe turn down volume?
All right. No, I mean, how's it now?
I mean, it's fine, but it's just jumping high on the...
On your end?
Yeah.
Okay. I wonder why. That's a first. Is that the first time you've seen that happen?
First time I've seen it, yeah.
Really? No.
So it has to do with the volume? Is that what you're doing?
Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes
Probably
I have
my
to change
energy, man. It's just pushing it.
it. Boom, man. That's it. Bring some energy and have
Yeah,
some fun.
there
must
you
have
go.
read that. No, but
Oh, I
James,
didn't read that bottom line. That's fine.
you can't read it?
I can read it now.
What do you think of that welcome sign?
Where's it at?
Right there, under the big Modcast, above that chair. See it?
Oh, yeah.
Check it out. Check it out.
Oh, that's nice. You spelled my name right.
Oh, damn! I thought you were going to say spell your name wrong because my last guest did. He said, yeah, it's a. His last name was Vasquez, and I put a.
You
S
spelled it
instead of a C.
wrong?
I spelled it wrong.
Yeah. How does your name get misspelled?
It doesn't. But
Oh.
my name's really Jaime. People
Right.
Yeah. So,
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Is it? I didn't realize that.
Yeah. It's Jaime. But when I was a kid, went to school at OLU, and everybody would call me Jamie because, it looks like Jamie.
Because it looks like Jimmy. Yeah.
So when I went to Harmon, I decided, nah. So I changed my name to James.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, because I was just sick of everybody calling me Jamie.
Right. No.
So, back in the day, Jamie, and it was Jamie Summers, the Bionic Woman.
Oh,
or
yeah.
whatever. Yeah, that was a big joke. And I was like, you know what, I'm done with this. But when I still run into my friends from grade school, they call me Jamie.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And my brother Carlos, they call him Charlie.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember when we used to call him Charlie.
Carlos to Charlie?
They called him Charlie. Yeah.
Yeah, we would call him Charlie. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember in high school.
I know. I just had a conversation today about how we do that to people and we change their names because we don't want to learn how to say it correctly or I don't know what it is.
So, I always envied Jaime because Jaime never changed his name.
Right.
But it worked because, there's only one Jaime and there's only one James. So everybody knows, right? But back in the day, it was me and Jaime, we ran into each other. The first time I ever met Jaime Garcia was he was we were on the same soccer team. I mean, this was years. I mean, I was probably 6. We were probably 6 years old.
Oh, wow.
And I only met him for that summer. And then I didn't meet him for a while after, but I always remembered him because he had the same name as me. And there wasn't that many Jaimes in Argentina back in the day.
But at home, Mom would call you Jaime.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody
it
else
was
said
Jaime.
Jaime.
Everybody called me Jaime.
So did that irritate your mom when you decided to just change your name to James?
No, I don't even think she cared.
No?
I don't even think she knew.
Oh,
Yeah.
so
I mean,
around all your friends, it was James. Yeah.
But to mom, I was Jaime.
Yeah.
So I don't think my mom really
Back then,
gave
yeah.
two
But
cares.
like,
Two
but
chips.
like you said,
Yeah.
you were in high school by the time you changed it to James.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
maybe irritated that nobody even tried and they just called you Jamie at school rather than trying to say your name correctly.
My mom at the time, she didn't know that much English, so
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she learned English as we learned English,
Right,
right. Because I was born in Mexico.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know if Ralph told you guys the story.
No.
Because my brother Ralph was here before, but so Ralph was born in California, and
Right.
he'll probably correct me. So if I'm wrong, I'm wrong.
No,
Yeah.
But wait,
he did
Ralph
say that.
is older.
Yeah, Ralph is older.
Okay.
And he's the historian of the family. So
Yeah, no,
So-
he did mention to us that
yeah.
California and Mexico.
Yeah,
and-
he was born in California, and my mom was pregnant with me in California. So I was conceived in the United States, but my dad came to Kansas City because there was a job opening at Santa Fe Railroad.
Okay.
So he sent the family back to Mexico while he got everything situated.
Mm.
So I was born in Mexico.
Oh.
And then my brother Carlos was also born in Mexico. It took 3 years for my dad to get everything together.
Yep.
Tells you about my dad. Anyways,
Yeah.
so he finally gets it all together and comes gets us. I mean, he would visit, but
Yeah.
finally gets it all together and comes gets us and brings me and Carlos up. And he didn't even get our papers right. He brought us up illegally because it was easier just to get.
Did he put you guys in like potato bags?
No, he just got the birth certificates from my cousin Alex and my cousin Felipe.
Okay.
That were U.S. citizens and crossed the border. Back in the 70s, it was just paperwork, right?
Right.
So Carlos and I were illegal. I don't know if you guys knew this.
No.
Even in high school, I was illegal.
No
I
way.
was illegal till I was 17 years old. When I was 17, I was a senior in high school, and I had to go back to Mexico and get my green card.
No way.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh.
Or I was going to get deported. So
Was that?
87.
Yeah. No, but I mean, thinking about getting deported back then. I mean, was it a thing for you?
Oh yeah.
Was it really?
Oh yeah. It was
always in the
always in the back of my head.
No way.
And that's why I sympathize with people because I lived it. Right. It was
Right.
always in the back of my head. It was a big secret. That's why I learned English so well. I mean, not that I speak English well, but I don't have an accent. All
Right.
that stuff is because I wanted to assimilate so much that nobody knew.
Right.
Right. That I wasn't.
There was no.
You didn't want to
question.
bring
And
any attention to
and even,
yourself.
even my buddies didn't know unless I told them.
Yeah.
Nobody knew that.
Oh,
but,
interesting.
Yeah, so Carlos, our childhood, Carlos, my mom and my dad divorced when I was 8 years old.
Okay.
My dad went back to Mexico and my mom stayed up here.
Yeah.
And when I was in 7th grade, my mom tried to get our papers fixed. And me and Carlos went back to Mexico with my mom and my stepdad, Felix,
Yeah.
to try to do it. And she was denied. They didn't let her. Long story short, back in the 70s, early 80s,
Yeah.
information was wrong, but she could have. But we got wrong legal advice, whatever it was.
Yeah.
We didn't get it.
Yeah.
So then we had to sneak back into the country. Same way, just birth certificates. Never swam nothing, just crossed the river.
And you had that good English
yeah,
at that time?
I got the good English. Nobody said nothing. But then when I was 17, it was in the fall, and I missed the Wyandotte game. My senior year, I missed the Wyandotte football game. That was tough, man. It was tough to miss that game. But I missed it because I had to go down. I had to go down and get it.
Damn.
It took 2 seconds. I mean, we waited in line. We did all that stuff. I mean, me and Carlos sat down. I remember looking at the lady. I still remember her face. She looked at us. She stamped it. Said, "Here you go."
Oh,
That's it.
really?
That was it. It took longer to go down there.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. And then, my mom didn't want to go back, so we had to go to Tangas for a week.
A while. Yeah.
So, but yeah. Anyway, but I remember, no, that was when I was 7th grade. So when I was senior, my mom wanted to go to Tangas again. I'm like, Mom, I got to get back.
Yeah.
I got a football game. So, anyway, so yeah, but yeah, that's,
Interesting. Okay.
yeah.
That's pretty wild. Yeah.
Yeah.
So born and raised.
Yeah.
So okay, born.
Born in
Meg-
Tangancícuaro, Michoacán.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
From Cali, you went there,
Yeah.
born,
Yeah.
and then now you're here.
Yeah. And I've been up here since then. So
Yeah.
53 years of my life I've been in Kansas City.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's so interesting. Did your brother ever rub that in your guys' faces?
No, Ralph never did.
Okay.
Ralph, Ralph was our protector. Back in the day, so he never said anything like that.
Yeah.
And neither did any of my cousins. But really, I only have one set of cousins up here. All my rest of my family is down in Mexico. Like the Mendezes are my only set of cousins up here. So everybody else is cousins to the Mendezes.
Yeah. So how are you guys related to the Mendez? How does that work?
Sisters. So my mom and the Mendez's mom.
Okay.
Yeah,
We're sisters.
We're
Okay.
sisters. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So yeah. So
Were
we're
they
fir-
here before you guys, or was your mom here before them?
No. My tío Conrado was here first, and my tía Aurora, of course.
Yeah.
And then we came up. So my tío brought a bunch of people over
Right.
hearing the stories. But yeah. So.
Yeah. And then your tío was in work for the railroad.
Yeah, I worked for Santa Fe Railroad.
Yeah, and that's where he and my dad.
Yeah.
met,
Yeah. So my dad worked for Santa Fe for
See,
a little while.
I bet my dad knew your
Yeah,
dad.
I bet he did.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it's no secret. My dad was an alcoholic. He was no good guy,
Yeah.
and he drank a lot. So he lost his job at Santa Fe.
Oh man.
Yeah, so. But,
Yeah.
it's what it is.
Right.
Yeah.
So do you still know your Spanish? You still use it
Well,
often?
I know my Spanish, but I know my Spanish because, so when my dad went back to Mexico, he started a new life, right? And so, funny story is, I have a half brother that's the same age as my oldest son, James.
Oh.
And they have the same name,
Oh wow.
which is my name. So
Okay.
my dad named his kid Jaime Oropeza, which is my name.
Yeah.
Just like George Foreman has. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my half brother, which I didn't really know,
Yeah.
the story goes, and this is just the story. He got a little trouble down there. He owned a business, and he got in trouble with the cartel down there, and he had to leave. Don't know the whole story.
Yeah.
I'm not getting all into all that, but he left in a hurry, and he has to come to the United States. Now I had met him a couple times before because he'd come up and visit, but not really. So yeah, you're my brother. Come up.
Yeah.
We'll help you. And he came up, and this is maybe 8 years ago.
Okay.
Maybe 8 years ago, right? And maybe 9, not that long ago.
Yep.
But he comes up, and I love him like a brother. He's my bro.
Yeah.
And he ends up living with me, and he doesn't know a lick of English. The only lick English he knows is rock music. He loved rock music,
Oh.
so he knew enough to get by.
So he could do some karaoke.
Yeah. So anyways, so I relearned Spanish, and he learned English, and that's how it went. But then my two youngest kids were in the house at the time,
Yeah.
and they taught him English too.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
At the time they were 2 and 4, 2 and 6, something like that. They were little kids, but that's how I learned Spanish again. So I'm not great at it because now he moved back to Mexico.
Okay, I was gonna ask you.
Yeah, he moved
okay.
back. Yeah, but yeah.
Damn, he went back to, and now he's gonna forget all that English he learned.
Well, I talk
We
to him
hope
every now
not.
and then, but
Okay.
he picks it up every now and then. But yeah,
Yeah.
he's kind of forgetting a little bit of it. I can tell, but
Yeah.
it's good to talk because he'll talk when we talk to each other. I talk to him in Spanish, and he'll try to talk to me in English.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it helps out.
Yeah. It's funny you said because guys at work, I work with a bunch of Hispanic guys, and they would ask me to speak English to them to help them.
Right.
And then I would say, well, can you guys speak Spanish to me? So it'll help
Yeah.
me. Yeah. So we'd go back and forth. No, but that's cool. So then when you guys, growing up here in KCK, right? KCK, you were you back there behind the Piggly Wiggly?
Yeah. So yeah, we were right up the street from Alex on 45th Terrace.
Okay.
So we were just on the other side of 635.
Yeah.
In that little area, which is its own little 2 blocks. That's it.
There wasn't many houses around there.
No,
was
there wasn't that many houses. But there was, that's where we grew up. And I don't remember Jason Delana, but
Yeah.
he lived there.
That's right. That's
And
right.
yeah, that was about it. And that's where we grew up.
Yeah, I do remember. Well, I remember more where Alex lived because we hung around back in
Right.
the day, and but like you said, we were talking earlier when we moved in this house, and Sandy's sister was across the street.
Right.
It was the same thing. The sisters wanted to.
Yeah.
That's
Right.
just the way it happened.
And the house that we lived in was a little house, man. I bet you. I looked at pictures because we found pictures of it, and
Because it's gone now.
It's gone, yeah.
Yeah.
My brother Carlos used to work for the city, so he looked it up one time, and what did he tell me? 900 square feet? It was tiny.
Yeah.
It was a tiny house, man, and it was all of us lived in that little house, you know.
But we made it work,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And then I'm sure back then you guys didn't say, "Man, this house is too small for us."
No,
You know, it was just the way we lived.
You know what's crazy?
What's that?
Is I remember used to walking through Argentina and wanting to live in a bigger house, right?
Really?
That would be my dream. Like, oh man, I one of these days I want to live in this house. And now I go over there and I'm like, those houses are little.
Yeah.
You know? But that was a big house to me.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
I'd walk
exactly.
down Strong Avenue and I'd be like, man, I want to live in a house like this. I remember when my buddy, my homeboy Pepe Fernandez, he lived in that house. I think it was 36. I might be wrong. But I remember
You talking about Pepe and Hera?
Pepe and Hera, yeah.
Yeah, they lived up on that little hill.
Yeah, and
It
I thought that was the biggest house in the world,
Right.
man. Because he had his own room, you know.
Right.
Well, he didn't because he still shared it with Hera, but
Yeah.
yeah, it's just like, and now I drive by there and I'm like, dang, man, that was and my house was smaller than that.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's pretty cool. So your siblings, there's what, four of you, and then your sister.
Well, yeah.
Wait.
There's more than that.
Okay, all right.
So I got it's Ralph, then me, then Carlos, and then Rosie,
Rosie, and then Philip.
then Felipe. But
Yeah.
then I got my
Oh
brother.
gosh, I forgot about him.
Yeah, and then I got my half brother Jaime.
Okay.
And I'm gonna mess up her name because I don't remember, but I have a half sister too.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
So yeah.
Kind of sounds like us. My dad went back, and
Yeah.
we have two half brothers and a half sister
Yeah.
from his other family in Mexico.
You know, and I see some people don't get along with their halves, but I love my family.
Yeah.
You know.
Did how about the rest of your family? Did with the hats? Everybody was cool.
Everybody, yeah, everybody, yeah. It was. I mean, you look at my brother and my sister. You know their family. You can look right at them. They look just like us. You know. Philip's the one that doesn't look like anybody. You know, Philip looks like he came from Afghanistan. But yeah.
Yeah, because he's got the gray beard, right? It's gray, right now. Or is it
a little gray
a little
now.
gray? Oh, okay.
Yeah, you haven't seen him in a while.
It's been a while since I've seen
Oh
him.
man, he's been hitting weights.
Is he getting
boy's big?
Yeah?
Yeah. He's a big kid.
That's cool.
Well, he ain't a kid, but to
Well,
me, he's a kid.
yeah.
Well, how old is he's the youngest then, right?
Well, yeah, he's 11 years younger than me,
11
so
years younger,
I'm
okay.
56, so he's what, 44? Yeah.
If the math works out,
Yeah.
I don't do math. My math doesn't.
Now
math.
45. I'm way off.
So
Yeah.
We went to the same high school.
Yeah.
So it's,
Well, it depends on the month. It could be 44 still.
Yes.
yeah. No, that's cool.
So you went to OLU
Yeah.
throughout your
Yeah.
elementary years?
Yeah, so went to OLU, and honestly, so kind of a traumatic story. I'll tell you guys this little tidbit. So
All right.
I was in third grade and going to OLU, and then my mom and dad divorced, and then the next year I had to go to Stanley
Oh.
because I couldn't afford OLU anymore.
Right.
You know, so we're going to Stanley, and we're there for about a week, and it's just. I mean, going to Catholic school, if that's all you've been to all your life,
Yes.
and you go to a public school, it's just totally different,
Yes.
right? So it was a bit of a culture shock, and I'm trying to adjust. And I remember this. So we went to the TGNY. We're in the TGNY down in
Nice.
Argentina. Remember that thing? And I was in there, and Renee Brocksterman's mom was there, and she saw me. And I think my brothers were with me too. And she goes, "Where are you guys at now?" So we were telling her. It wasn't a week later, we're back at OLU. And from what the story goes, is she talked to somebody, and all we had to do was pay for the books. We didn't have to pay for the tuition, and then my mom had to volunteer to do stuff.
Okay.
She volunteered a lot, but
Yeah.
so we got to go to OLU till 8th grade because of
that's
that.
cool.
Yeah. So
Okay. Yeah. For their little bit, first thing I thought was that wrong or right that she did that? I almost felt like she told on you guys and you guys came back.
no.
So no, I mean you told it like the way it was, but
Yeah.
at first I was thinking, did she do right or wrong by telling on you guys? But no, that's cool. That's
Yeah,
good.
it was real cool,
And
yeah.
I remember her.
Yeah. So it was cool.
Yeah.
You know, so I got a quality education till 8th grade, and then I had to go to Harmon. Sorry, Margie.
Sandy, really? Yeah. That's funny. Yeah. So okay, how well do you remember your childhood? I mean,
And honestly, tidbits.
Yeah.
If you ask and I think about it, it'll come back. But it's
because
just
that's what we're gonna do. Yeah.
there's certain things that I remember, but
So let's reflect on the TG&Y.
yeah,
And then you had the Safeway.
yeah, yeah.
I mean, that was just like that was our grocery store because I think what was it, a Piggly Wiggly when you guys were living behind it?
Before that, it was even something else before that.
Okay.
But it was always a grocery store.
Oh,
over
so it
there.
was a grocery
yeah.
store.
Horner's.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think it was called Horner's.
Yeah.
And
That
then,
was a grocery store chain.
Which is now the Dollar Tree, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So that was over there, but down in Middle Argentine or Lower Argentine, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
It was the TG&Y and the Safeway and the sporting goods store. Gold's Market. Gold's was that other place.
The one across the street from the church.
Yeah.
You're talking Center Sporting Goods.
And then the Topsies was always there
On the corner, yeah. That's where all the I remember Vicky Dominguez and Veronica Navarro. She worked there, and
I
think
forgot about that.
I think Sandra Dominguez worked there as well. Yeah, they all worked in there.
Yeah.
So I remember seeing all of them in there.
Yeah.
But yeah, there was somebody else came in and was talking about that, and they mentioned something that was right next to the Topsies. I can't remember.
I can't remember what was there.
Yeah, but
was it a restaurant maybe? Well,
you would think a restaurant because but but maybe not because they were small.
Yeah.
Because you remember, I mean, there was no sitting.
Yeah.
For Topsies.
Yeah.
Not even in the sporting goods,
No,
which
you're
were
right.
on different ends.
Yeah.
But then on the other side, you had the TG&Y and the
Yeah.
Okay, since you're in that vicinity,
yeah.
what was the American Legion other than in high school going to party upstairs?
That's it. That's all we know.
So it was just like a hall. I remember going there, like Santa Fe would use it for like Christmas parties.
Oh, really?
And my dad
Upstairs?
would take upstairs.
So what was downstairs?
Well, we used to call it the top of the bank.
Yeah, and
So
the
it must have been old bank.
Oh, it was a bank?
Yeah, I think it was a bank downstairs.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
And we were crazy for doing parties up there. There's only one way in, one way out.
Yeah.
Nobody thought about that back then.
But luckily we never had any
Oh, what?
I mean,
upstairs.
fires, no. Maybe fights and gunshots. Yes,
those
everybody would
things
run
happened
out.
outside, but
Yeah. And then Jalisco's. You guys remember Jalisco's?
Oh.
Yeah.
And then down there, yeah, that was another
only one way in,
one way in,
out.
one way out. And we didn't think about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and of course I was there for that shooting that happened in there.
Well, was that the day that Javi got shot in the knee?
Yeah, that was the ricochet.
Yeah.
Yeah, someone got shot, and then all of a sudden Javi goes down because he said his knee was hurting and he had a bullet in his knee.
Yeah.
That was pretty crazy.
But I remember, I think my cousin Eddie told me the rest of the story, how they had to take Javi home or something. They took him to the emergency room or something.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they were telling him to suck it up. I was like, what?
Yeah.
He just got shot. Back then, though, how it was.
Yeah, well, Sandy was one who always told our kids, just suck it up. She would tell me that, just suck it up, you'll be fine.
But it wasn't a bullet.
No, well, that's true, too.
Yeah. But I remember that party because I didn't make it in. Because I had to work. I was working at Circle B. And I left Circle B and went down there. And
I forgot you worked at Circle B. That's right, that's right.
And my buddy Scott Blevins was sitting on the stairs because he drank too much. So I picked him up and took him back to the car and was going to take him home. And that's when it all went down.
Oh.
Yeah. So if it wasn't for Scott, who knows what would have happened.
Right.
Yeah. So it's funny how things work out.
Yeah. And then I won't say it, but after this, I'll tell you what
really
happened when I was in L. It was pretty wild.
Wow.
Yeah. But okay, so you said as far as big families, it was just you and the Mendez.
Yeah. And
So I thought you guys were related to the
Augie.
Ramirez's.
Yeah.
and-
They're Eddie's family.
Yeah.
But we all grew up together. We all
But
knew
see, that's
each other.
the thing, because we knew you guys were related to the Mendez.
Yeah.
We knew the Mendez were related to the Ramirez's.
Yeah.
So that's got to mean the Oropezas are related to the Ramirez's.
Well, and that's the funny thing because I was talking to Renato Navarro the other day, and I'm like, "Yeah, your cousins." He goes, "They're not my cousins." I didn't know Gennaro. None of the Navarros in here were his family. All this time, I thought he was related to Ali and all them. He's not.
Oh.
They're not family.
Well, shit. Now you're bringing this to me now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
so
Those Navarros aren't related to
Yeah,
Gennaro is
according,
not- he's
according
not-
to Gennaro,
he's not related
he's
to
not
Ollie.
He's not related to him.
No way.
Yeah, yeah. So
Breaking news, people.
Yeah.
Damn.
yeah. So, but you think about it. You're always around them, right? So I
Yeah.
was
Right.
we would my tío and my tía would they would always want to do picnics. So we would come over here to Antioch Park, right here off of Antioch. And,
Really?
63rd, yeah. You guys ever been to that park over here?
I'm trying to think. And,
So if you go on Antioch, right past Shawnee Mission Parkway, and just
so we're
just to
talking
yeah.
back here. Okay.
Yeah, Antioch Shawnee Mission Parkway, and just a little bit past it, if you're going south, you take a left. There's a nice park in there.
Yeah, it's where the
The walking, the two
yeah,
lakes.
the lakes.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Antioch Park.
Yeah.
So we've been going there since we were kids.
Really?
Oh yeah, we would show up.
But back then you used to think, man, we're driving far
Yeah,
just to
yeah.
go
Yeah,
to this
yeah,
park.
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
Confirm that.
we would show up at 10 o'clock.
I can confirm that whenever you guys would take us to that park, it felt like it was the farthest thing ever. We barely
so you
went
agree.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they had the stepping stones, right?
Mhm.
Which
Yeah,
is
yeah,
scary.
And-
To this day, I'm still scared. But yeah, you walk through that.
Yeah,
That's funny.
But that's where we would go all the time, and we thought those woods that were back there that were so
Yeah.
big.
Yeah.
I mean, we would play back there. I think we would be there. I'm serious. We would be there like from 10 a.m. till dark
To
Really?
yeah,
every time. Yeah,
till the street lights come on.
yeah, and I mean, the Ramirez's would be there, and if it wasn't there, we'd go to Pearson.
Okay.
You know?
Okay, yeah.
We'd go to Pearson and have picnics there. But yeah, man, my family and my tia's family, they were big on picnics. That's what you did.
Yeah, you're right. That was what we did. And they always had the grills going.
Yeah.
So, but we would set up camp. We would go to Shawnee Mission Lake.
Mm-hmm.
Then I had an uncle that lived in Ottawa. We'd go down there, Pomona Lake, and then there was Perry Lake.
Yeah.
Those were the lakes that we would hit. Not Antioch Park. I don't remember.
So as in the Garcias?
Yeah, the
all
Garcias. Yeah,
Go?
we would all get my uncle Andy. Do you remember my uncle Andy? He was a soccer player.
If I seen him, I probably would. Yeah.
He was the only soccer player of the family.
Really?
Out of all of his brothers and sisters, yeah. All 9, 10 of them.
Wow.
He was the only soccer player. But anyway, he had a bus. So we would all meet someplace in one of the uncle's house, and we would all jump into this bus. And what I remember about that is when it broke down. That's the one I do remember. It broke down in the middle of the highway, and that ruined everybody's day. You know, and then I honestly can't remember if we even turned back or if they got it started. Well, they must have got it started.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, that's like, so we would do Antioch Park, Pearson, or Wyandotte County Lake.
yeah,
There was the three places we would go. And so, yeah.
that's cool.
And you guys were a family of all boys.
Yeah, just
Pretty much.
just my cousin Anna and my sister
Yeah,
Rosie.
yeah.
And then, of course, the Ramirez's, they would be there. So Laura and Veronica and Sophie at the time. You know,
Okay.
they would be there. But yeah, it was a lot of boys.
Yeah, yeah.
A lot of
And what
boys.
about the other Ramirez's, Rafa and Robert?
Yeah.
And
Not so much, but Tiny
'cause they
and
were-
Juan would come.
Tiny and Juan, yeah, and they're related
Yeah,
to
but
them.
we would see Rafa. They would come too sometimes.
Yeah.
You know, more as I got older. You know, but
Okay.
but I got to know Rafa and Robert and all them through soccer.
Okay.
But later in life, I mean, I knew them, but I really got to know.
Yeah, got to get closer
Yeah,
with them.
So you guys didn't grow up playing soccer as kids?
No, that was my first sport was soccer.
It was.
Yeah, that's all we played.
Well, because you didn't have a choice.
Right.
With your
yeah.
uncle.
Yeah, that was it. That was everything
Right.
he did. And I mean, I still remember my first day trying out for a team.
Really?
Oh yeah, that's when I met Jaime Garcia.
Okay.
Yeah.
What park was that? Do you remember?
At Clopperfield.
Oh, it was a clock.
Yeah, we went down to Clopperfield, and I remember Miguel Navarro or one of his brothers was the coach, and I hated it. That was
Because of the running.
No, the running and the screaming and the yelling, and they were good. I mean, we were good.
Yeah.
So, and I was a big kid. I was always a big kid,
Yeah.
and so they always put me on defense. I didn't do nothing but sit there watch them play soccer. Really, They would yell at me to wake up, because I'd be sitting there playing with the dirt, But
Yeah.
yeah, we played soccer, and then back in the neighborhood, we would play everything.
Okay.
You know, so my dad, one of the really, he loved baseball. He loved the New York Yankees.
Really?
I don't know why. But
back then there was everybody,
Yeah.
you know,
But
Reggie Jackson
I mean,
and all those guys, you know. It's,
I don't have many good memories of my father, but one of the great memories of my father was he taught me how to play catch and hit the ball and stuff like that.
That's
so,
cool.
so I got that from my dad. So we would play baseball all the time, and me and my brothers, we made up a game called bunt, where we would just, on the side of the house, we probably broke a few windows, but we would just bunt. You know, one would pitch, the other one would bunt, and then the other would be on first base, and then the pitcher would try to throw the other one out while we were running into first base. And we did that all.
Really?
For hours and hours and hours, you know. And then Alex, my Theo's house, they had a basketball court down there. It was dirt basketball court, and we would play basketball down there. And then every time there was an Olympics, we played every Olympic sport there was. Yeah, and we always rode our bikes, you know. So, but yeah, soccer was the first organized sport.
Okay.
And then I started playing baseball with St. John's of Divine.
Okay.
St. John's of Divine had a baseball team. And I wasn't that good at baseball. I ended up being decent at first baseman, but not real.
just as long as you,
Yeah.
you know, yeah.
I remember I got beamed in the back, and after that I didn't like baseball anymore.
Okay,
Yeah.
but by a pitcher?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I think it was Richie Blazovic actually. He was on another team.
Yeah.
And we were just kids, man. He could throw pretty hard.
It's good that you say he's on another team because
Yeah.
it would suck if he was on your team.
Yeah. He was on a team and smacked me right in the back.
Right between the numbers.
Oh man, it hurt. I still
as
hurts
they
now.
say.
But then I started at OLU in 5th grade. We started playing football, and it was 8-man football. We didn't even have enough.
Was Lackner your coach?
Yeah, Lackner was my 8th grade coach. Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, so he was my coach, and I wasn't good. I really wasn't. I was timid. I didn't like running.
The contact.
Yeah, and I remember like my 8th grade year is when it clicked for me, and I was like, okay. Actually, it was after my 8th grade year, and my brother Ralph was already in high school, and he started working out, you know, and he would work out with. We had this bottle full of pennies. I mean, it was I don't know what it was, but it was a bottle full of pennies, and he would sit there and lift weights, you know. So he started getting me to lift weights, and then that changed everything for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I fell in love with football. So,
That's cool.
yeah. But yeah,
Yeah,
when I was
but
growing up, it was just soccer.
Yeah. I've heard the story that when Tiny Ramirez played football, they had to go to Harmon to get him a helmet.
Yeah. They had to get him a helmet. Didn't have a helmet. And to be honest with you, he had a good helmet, and we had terrible helmets. Man, we had those old helmets with the hard foam. That was it. I remember.
Oh yeah.
I remember one time we're practicing, and this is my 8th grade year, and Lackner he got this game. It was called interception. He was the quarterback. I think he just liked throwing the ball.
Yeah.
He was the quarterback, and he would have a team, and then the other team would be defense, right? And it was like, I don't know, 5-on-5 because we wasn't a big team, and I lost my chin guard, or it broke or something that day, and he goes, "Oh, you'll be all right. Don't worry about it. Just wear your helmet without your shin guard, right?" So he's smoking us. I mean, he's throwing the ball all over the place, and I'm getting tired of being the lineman trying to sack him. So I back up. I backpedal. I remember this. I backpedal, and he doesn't see me. He throws the ball, and I intercept it, right?
Yeah.
So I'm taking off running for a touchdown, and Augie is on my team, right? Like Augie Ramirez.
Yeah.
And but he's on the other team right now. And he runs and he catches me like at the 1-yard line and knocks me down. And I hit my head. And that's the first concussion I ever had.
Oh, man.
I got up and like, whoa. And I still remember that stupid hard helmet, man. I think the helmet was what gave me the headache.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah.
You take that helmet off and you'd have this big red spot on your forehead because of.
It was funny. It was me, Augie, and Tiny were on that team. And I remember, and we were talking about Tony Gutierrez before we start the podcast. But so me and Tiny and Augie, you know, we came from OLU, and we were going to Harmon, and you know, we didn't know anybody, you know, they didn't know us, but I mean, we were Catholic school boys.
All three of you guys were?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
we're all Catholic school boys, and I remember Tony. the first day of practice, just making fun of us, just trying to intimidate.
Really?
Yeah. He was like, yeah, Catholic school boys, we got you guys. And it wasn't just him. There was, God, I wish I could remember.
That was that Armadillo in him.
And well, it was Rosedale. He was from Rosedale.
Rosedale, there you go.
And anyway, so, it didn't take long for them to understand.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That we were pretty good. But, yeah.
You guys earned that respect, huh?
Yeah. But I love Tony. He's a good guy because he stopped playing football.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he wrestled.
He just wrestled because, after a while, if you're not a big guy, then what are you doing out there?
Right.
Unless you're, D-back or something.
And you're fast, and nobody can catch you.
Yeah. I mean, I don't blame anybody because there's a certain time in your life you got to decide what sport you want to play.
Right.
So you played all through high school?
Yeah, I went out, and then I went to a junior college to play football. I went to Highland Community College.
Oh, okay.
And I could have went anywhere, but I went to Highland because I liked their dorms. That's the dumbest. That's why.
That's what drew you there.
That's drew me there. The dorms. I could have went to any junior college, and I could have went because Ralph had gotten me a scholarship to go to some college up in Iowa. Me and him, because he still wanted to play football. But I decided to go to Highland, and I tell you, I wasn't there long because that's when I got Pauline pregnant. But the time I was there, man, it was life changing. It really was because the first day of practice. Well, so all that summer, I didn't work out. I didn't do nothing. All I did was party. I tell this story a lot. So the first day of practice is always agility, right? So they want to know what you're doing. They want to know how good you are.
Yeah, where you're at.
So I'm doing my 40. We did the mile. We do the cone, the cone, quick cone thing. We do all this stuff. And the last thing, Mario, is the vertical jump. I am so done. My vertical jump was an inch, bro.
You could,
I did that.
Just reach it.
The coach goes, "That's all you got." That's all I got, bro. So it was me and Jim Ford. Jim went
Big
with
Jim,
Big Jim went
yeah.
with me, and he was just as sorry as me, right? Because we partied all summer, and so we got put on. There were 7 teams of defensive line.
Dang.
Yeah, there was 200 kids that went out for this team.
Wow.
First day of pads, probably 15 guys went down. Right. So the way it was back in the 80s, so the team was mostly comprised of kids from Kansas, but they had 30 scholarships that they could give to anybody in the nation. And back then it was all, the kids that were going to go to Division I schools that were that couldn't pass their what was the
ACTs?
ACT. So they they couldn't get their ACT. So you had this mix of regular athletes and then these super athletes. Then when I say super athletes, that's what they were. That was the first time besides Jaime Garcia that I met somebody that was a level above. And when I mean a level above, it's insane, right? But what it does is you either adapt or you go home. Right. That's it. So the only difference was the speed. That was it. It wasn't the strength. It wasn't anything else. Yeah, the guys were taller, but it really was the speed.
Yeah.
So once you adapted to the speed, and if you could adapt, if you were athletically gifted enough to adapt, and luckily enough I was, and so was Jim, we were quick enough. We weren't fast by any means, but we were linemen. So all we had to do was be quick. And so by the end of it, by the time I came home, I was on second string.
Oh.
Yeah. So
you worked your way up.
I'd worked my way up. And to be honest, one of the first string guy blew his knee out. So the second string guy moved up to first string, and then I moved up to second string. But yeah, man, it was a man's game. You realize then, like, oh boy, you better be ready for something. That's why the other day when we were talking about when we played in the Bone Cruncher League up there in Rosedale, we played in this league, and that's when I came back home. I was ready because I'd seen
You
guys,
knew exactly what.
Yeah, I knew who I was, and I knew who these guys were. And if you weren't Division I, Division I guys are, man, they're a level above. But yeah, I look back at that time and I thank God I had it. Even though it was a little bit of time, it wasn't that much, but You know, because once I got Pauline pregnant, I came home, married her, and started my life. But yeah, but
What's the Bone Cruncher League?
Bone Crusher.
Bone Crusher.
Bone Crusher League.
It was so. You know how I've told you how we all played football together,
Right.
At Ruby Park, and we played against Central and
Right.
Armadale, whoever else wanted to play us. So this tournament came up. It was a tournament. I remember because it was because we just played continuous games, you know,
Okay.
and it was up at Rosedale Park, and we made it all the way to the championship game.
They had refs and everything.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
But it was no pads.
It was just
tackle football. It's basically kind of like rugby, but football. Yeah, yeah. But we had everybody. I mean, Augie, Tiny.
Of course, I was a quarterback.
Yeah.
and
Mighty
my
was
offensive line was big.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Yeah, yeah. Albert played, and I played, and Jim Ford played. I think I remember getting Jim to come out.
Even if we're as small as Blue Walters was, he would even play the line because he was pretty strong and smart.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was a tournament, and we made it all the way to the championship game.
Yeah. Well, we lost the championship game because they called holding on me.
Yeah. So, in that game, I remember I tore my ankle up. I mean, I popped it. I remember I popped it, but I had this adrenaline going where I was like, I want to finish this game. It's a championship game.
Yeah.
And I don't even know who was quarterback behind me. Because Carlos actually said he was done. He was like, I'm not doing this shit.
Yeah.
So I don't know who it was. And then, so I continued to play, and then Augie went down.
Yeah.
He blew his knee out.
No, his ankle.
Oh, it was his ankle.
He got tackled, and his ankle. Oh, it was terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, long story short, we scored. It was at the end of the game. We thought we won. We celebrated. And then everybody's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Refs are talking about something.
Oh.
And we're like, what's going on? And they call holding.
They call holding on me.
And we're like, everybody's like, who held?
And they called on me, and I'm
James
like, I was like, I don't have to hold. You know, I was all arrogant. I'm talking all kinds of crap. Yeah.
I was at Highland. You serious?
I don't need to hold you guys. Yeah. They didn't take the, and then we almost scored anyways, because then they decided to let us do the play again. Remember?
Yeah.
And you threw the same pass. And
we ran the same play.
And the guy dropped it, but it was. Yeah. I mean, it was in his hands. It was like the Mahomes when he got hit in the. Remember the against Tampa Bay where the ball hit the guy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And Mario, he could throw the ball. He could fling that ball back in the day.
So there were many other crazy people that were wanting to do tackle football at no pads
But that was crazy. I mean, James, how many times do you remember after playing on Saturday? We couldn't wake up on Sunday because everybody was so sore. Right?
Yeah.
Dang, those days they were so sore. And I remember getting a concussion just playing amongst ourselves. Lance Bobke slammed me.
Mm-hmm.
He grabbed me by my jersey and swung me around and slammed me to the turf.
Yeah.
And I was out for 3 hours.
Wow.
I was out for 3 hours, and Albert woke me up and said, "Hey, you all right?" And I'm like, "Yeah." I said, "Let's play." He's like, "Dude, we're done." I go, "You shitting me?" He goes, "No, we just got done. Everybody's leaving, and everybody's walking to their cars." They let me sleep for 3 hours, James.
They didn't even try to wake you up?
No.
You know how bad that is?
Yes. CTE is just right around the corner. Yeah. And I've had a lot of concussions from those games, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, that one, and then the stinger I had that was playing at Ruby Park. I had a stinger in my neck, and I remember Ralph talking to me in my ear, just talking to me, and I think I was crying because I thought, dude, I couldn't feel my toes.
Oh, man.
It was just a stinger. And what's crazy about that is Tony Moran brought it up one day. He goes, "You know what? I stopped playing after you got hurt when we thought you were paralyzed." Mm-hmm. And I was like, you remember that? He goes, "Yeah." He said, "You freaked me out because we were all like, what the hell's going on? You weren't even moving." I said, "Yeah, it was a stinger in my neck." And I was like, "Oh," and it was, anyway, crazy times, James.
Yeah, you know what's crazy? And I've some people know this, but all that time until I was 19, I had a ruptured disc in my back.
Did you really?
Mm-hmm. I remember when I was a sophomore, I was lifting weights, and I felt something. I dropped the weights, and Tiny had ruptured a disc in his back, and Tiny's was really bad. So mine wasn't. I don't think I did it all the way there, but I did something to my back, right? Because from that moment on, until I had surgery, I couldn't tie my shoes without doing some crazy stuff.
Oh man!
And so all through high school, I played football and I got a scholarship and all that. I never could touch my toes. When we would stretch, I would act like I could never take it down all that way.
Wow.
You know, and it wasn't until when I got back from Highland and got married, I took a job with the post office, being a casual carrier. You know, and they put me up in Brookside. Well, back in the day in Brookside, that's where all the rich houses are and all, but Ward Parkway and all that.
Yeah.
I mean, every house had 100 magazines. So the bag weighed 100 pounds, right? So I'd go from one to the other side once, and it aggravated it, and then it busted one time. So yeah, but yeah. So all that time, all these injuries, we played. We were dumb.
Yes, that's it.
Very dumb.
Yeah.
Very dumb. Yeah.
I remember getting mad at my mom when I was a junior because my hand got broke, and she made me go to the doctor, and they put it in a cast, so I couldn't play. I couldn't play anymore, and that's my junior year. We were really good. Art Vargas and all them were Joe Driver. They were all seniors, and we probably didn't go to state because, I didn't get to play. So yeah.
Took you out of the lineup.
Yeah, it took me out of the lineup.
Did you guys have a good team in high school with all of you guys?
Well,
that would have been the year.
That was the year.
That was the year.
My senior year, we were decent, but we got better as the year. So when I was a sophomore, Ralph was a senior, and they didn't win it. They only won one game.
Oh.
Yeah, but that game was against Shawnee Mission. I want to say South or something, Blue Valley. I think it was a Blue Valley team.
Yeah, he told us that story too.
Yeah, and honestly.
And he said they felt like they.
Oh yeah, they thought they should have won state, but we beat them.
Yeah,
we beat them. But Ralph's team with those guys, man, there was only 11 seniors on that team. I mean, I could have been 7. I'm getting old. I forget 7 or 11.
Mm-hmm.
Regardless of that, there were so many close games. So many. I mean, so many drop balls. So many things that just went bad for him. But then the next year when Lou and Joe Driver and all of them were seniors, I mean, we should have won it all.
Wow.
Mike Hall was on the team.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, so yeah, that was a great. And we think about it back then. I was talking to Ralph about this. Is like KCK football was big time back then. I mean, KCK football and KCK basketball back then.
Yeah,
it was it was a real deal.
Because remember in basketball, the team to beat was Wyandotte.
Yeah,
Wyandotte was always good.
Yeah, it was, but there were some athletes. There were some games.
Yeah,
yeah.
Yep.
I remember going to Ward High School, and I remember the Coach Hodges telling us, like, the first time we went to Ward, I think I was a sophomore, and they're like, when you go to Ward and you're on the opposite side of the stands, right? Back then they used to let the cars drive up on the baseball field.
Yeah.
In the practice field, right?
I remember that, yeah.
They would line up on that fence line, so they were only as big as the track was. That was it, away from you, and they would call you every name in the book, man.
Yeah.
That was good old Catholic.
Right?
They're out there boozing. They knew what they
were,
what they were doing.
They were intimidating. It was intimidating, man. It really was, because I was like, but that's the way it was in KCK back then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dang. Who would you say was your best friend back then?
Scott Blevins.
Scott Blevins was?
Yeah, in high school.
Yeah?
Yeah. Me and Scott were like this. And we're still like this.
You still see him? Still talk to him?
No, I talk to him. I haven't seen him in a long time, because I married Pauline and he married Felisa.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And it didn't work out very well from them. So
yeah.
But, I give him grace. He had a rough childhood too. It's no excuse. I mean,
right.
It's funny how me and him had the same upbringing. His dad left and his mom raised him, and my dad left and my mom raised me, and I think that was the bond that put us together, right? And but as adults we went 2 different ways, but I still love him. He's still my brother. It was him.
Cool.
It was him and Jim Ford. Jim Ford,
yeah.
Jim and I, man, we got real close our senior year. But I haven't seen Jim since high school.
Really?
I haven't seen him since high school, man. If you ever listen to the podcast,
you never even tried to look him up.
I looked him up. I tried to find him, but there's so many Fords. Ford is just and there's so many James Fords. That's his name is James.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard.
Yeah.
But yeah. Besides that, I mean, my best friends were my brothers or my cousins or Augie and Tiny. They're always it's hard to say best friend because our family is so close. You know, I mean, we've always hung out with each other. We've still to this day, you see us. You know, that's who we are. You know, but yeah. Besides the family, I would say, and I call Augie and Tiny my family. It would be Scott and Jim. Yeah, and then Lou and Jaime. Lou was a really good friend of mine in high school. So, but yeah, you know, and Jaime and I, man, well, I've known him forever. Yeah. You know, but I got to know Jaime and Lou better because I worked with them at Safety Flare for a while.
In Blue.
Oh, that's
in
right.
Blue, yeah. Funny story about that is, so, you know, growing up, I got married and I had kids really quick. You know, I went from no kids to 3 kids like that. And I,
it's like the Gremlins.
Yeah, seriously. So I was working at Quick Trip, and I got in a little trouble, got in a little argument with some guy, and got fired from Quick Trip. Damn. And I always had 2 jobs, because I always have a big family. So I had, my second job was delivering pizza for Pizza Hut in the hood. You know, our store was at 36th and State. So, I delivered pizza in the hood. And I got this delivery, and I looked at the name, Walters, and I'm like, what? So I go, and it's Blue, you know? Yeah. And he's like, James, what are you doing? I was like, I'm looking for a job. I just got this part-time job working. And he goes, man, go to Safety Flare, you know? And that's what he said, you know? And he didn't say anything else. And he goes, where's it at? And he goes, it's up in Liberty. And back then, it's no internet, no nothing. Right. I looked up a phone book. I didn't even know how to find an address. I knew it was off of 291. Yeah. I spent all day looking for Safety Flare in Liberty, and it wasn't in Liberty. It was in Kansas City, Missouri, just a little bit off of Liberty. Oh. Anyways, I ended up finding it, getting that apply, and by the time I got home, they had called me and said, "Hey, come in the next day." And I put Lou's name and Blue's name down. I didn't know Jaime worked there. Yeah. And the rest is history, man. I've been slinging cones the rest of my life, you know.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. But before we get into that, so I've noticed you've said at least 3 different spots that you worked for. What was your very first job?
Well, my first job was only one day, and was it a Hardee's right next to McDonald's down on Kansas Avenue, or was it? It
was Burger King.
Burger King. I worked at Burger King for one day. And I guess I didn't do a good job because they didn't ask me back. One day. That was my very first job.
Because that's where Lewis was.
Yeah.
Lewis,
he wasn't there long enough to remember.
Yeah. But then my real job after that, well, you know, honestly, before that, probably my first job was Mi Familia. I was a dishwasher. I washed dishes. In 7th grade, I washed dishes at Mi Familia on Taco Tuesdays or Taco Thursday, whenever they had the taco thing. And my mom was the cook. You know, my mom worked at Mi Familia, and they would pay me $20 a day to wash dishes. So I'd come in after school. I think I had to be there like at 5, and I'd get off at 11. And $20, man, that's good money back in the day.
Yeah, it was.
For a 7th grader.
Yep.
And I did that. And I didn't think it was a real job because I never got a check. They just gave me cash.
Cash under the table.
It was cash. I did that till probably 9th grade.
Really?
Yeah, wash dishes.
Where was that?
It was right there on Strong. You know where the Villarreal Theater.
Yeah,
right next to it.
Okay.
And then they sold that and they moved over here. I think it's a Chinese. Well, it's not even there anymore. But on Neiman and 75th and Neiman, they built a restaurant called Chewy's, and they had it there for a while. So.
Really?
Yeah.
75th and Neiman.
Yeah, it was the Olive Arses. The Olive Arses owned it. So I worked for them for 3 or 4 years. You know, but just once or twice a week. You know, just enough little cash money. Yeah.
Just enough for gas.
Yeah, just enough, you know, to get in trouble with. Yeah. But then I got a job at Circle B.
Yep.
And I lied about my age. I wasn't old enough to work yet.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and I didn't even know what a social security number was. I put some number down.
Oh, you did?
You put your phone number down? Added your address to it?
The guy didn't care. Frank, I remember, he didn't really care about it, you know, because Ralph was working there. And Henry Villarreal was working there.
Was Sam Klinkenbeard there at that time?
Not yet. Not yet. So, yeah, I got there, and it just started as there to help unload the trucks, you know. So we'd go, I think it was twice a week, I'd go and help unload a truck and stock it. And I remember the first time they told me to stock the paper towels and the toilet paper on the back aisle. And I just put them anywhere. I didn't
Anywhere
know.
you saw a spot
Anywhere
open.
I saw a spot, man. I had toilet paper over here, paper towels over there, all mixed up. And I remember the lady comes over and says, we have to organize this. So then I had to take it all down and redo it. But yeah, that was I worked at Circle B all through high school. You know, that was the place.
Yeah.
And everybody came.
Everybody was in and out of that place.
Everybody. I could tell you stories off the books about that place. But it was a great time. Yeah.
I think Lance Bobke worked there.
Mm-hmm. Alex worked there for a while. Lance worked there for the Groobs, Jamie and Kelly.
Yeah.
And Jeff, that's how I met Jeff.
Jeff Miles?
Yeah, Jeff and I, that's how, there was a bunch of guys that, Sam
Clickerbeard.
Yeah, he worked there.
Yeah.
No, it was Sean that worked there, not
Oh,
Sam.
I thought Sam worked there.
I think it was Sean. Maybe, I don't know.
I could swear Sam told me that he worked there for a little bit.
And maybe he did.
Maybe
both
later,
of them.
Yeah, but Norton worked there.
Ralph or Mike?
Mike.
Really?
Mike worked there for a while. Yeah. So,
dang.
yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, we had
That's a whole crew, boy.
We had quite the crew.
Didn't the Grooves, didn't they live right across the street?
Yeah, they lived right across the street.
That big house over there?
Yeah.
Another big house.
Yeah. So that was a monster house.
Yeah.
Yeah, so a lot of the guys that, so when I was a sophomore, we moved from 45th Terrace up to Brookshire Village. So then that's when, I met Lance. So Lance a couple of years younger than me, but we would always play basketball. Remember that little basketball court that was right there?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we'd play basketball there all the time.
That's cool.
So, yeah. So I got to know all them, but then I got to know them too because they all started working at Circle B.
Yeah.
They're a bunch of knuckleheads, but yeah.
That's pretty
My
cool.
brother Carlos worked there too. Yeah, Ralph had all of us there. So. Yeah.
What about Indian Springs? Did you never had a job?
No, I never worked at Indian Springs. Alex did. But I didn't. I had Circle B, so I didn't have to go.
You know, it's funny about Alex is he
Yeah.
Yeah. So
probably a lot of people remember.
Yeah. I remember going in there and he knew I was a Cowboys fan, and I was looking at the jerseys. And this is the time when the jerseys started to come around. Mm-hmm. If you think about it, back in the 70s, early 80s, people didn't wear jerseys,
right?
Because they were just hard to get.
Yeah.
If it was just a T-shirt with an iron-on number on it, right? So there's an Emmitt Smith jersey up there, no last name on it, no last names on these jerseys. And he's like, "Which one do you want?" And I said, "Dude, I like that Emmitt Smith jersey." I said, "But I'm not gonna pay $40 for it." Back then they were like a little cheaper.
Yeah.
And he goes, "Just grab it." He goes, "Just set it aside." He goes, "And come back in about an hour or so." I'm like, "All right."
Yeah.
So I went in there and it was in a bag, and he just grab that bag, that's yours. I'm like, "All right, thanks." We're just talking to him and walked out of there with the jersey.
Yeah.
And I still have that same.
You still?
And James, I shit you not, if I would have thought about this earlier, it still smells brand new.
Does it really?
The ink that they used to use back then was it was
the
stinky.
chemical.
Yeah, it was horrible.
Yeah,
horrible.
I remember that.
It still smells like that.
That's why I won't buy jerseys.
Dude, it's still
because that smell.
Really?
No, it's terrible smell.
But that was back then.
Yeah, but it still reminds me of it, right?
Let me see. So that was 91, 92.
Yeah.
It smells like 1992.
Oh yeah. We didn't care about anything back then.
I couldn't even wear it.
No.
That's the thing. I could not wear it. I had it hanging, but I could not wear it. And my mom would tell me to put it outside because it was weird. It was just the weird shit that they used to use back then.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So we worked at Circle B, man, and God, man, I remember. So we would go to school, my junior and senior year. I would go to school and then work 8 hours or 7.5 hours at Circle B every night. Dang. And then go back to school.
Dang.
The next day. So when I was a senior, I would fall asleep right after lunch because, man, we'd eat some good lunches. I don't know if you guys remember
school lunches.
School lunches were good.
We get the school lunch, and I had lunch with Marshall Green.
Yeah.
And we'd run down there, get first in line, and get this the plate of whatever it was. Mm-hmm. And then after that, we'd go to the snack bar and get nachos, cookie, and punch. I mean, we would pass out, and so So my senior year, I didn't need the math credit because I already had enough credits.
Yeah.
So I just slept, and I wish somebody would have told me then because I got an F, which is worse. It's worse. I should have dropped the class and took like art or something, and would have helped me on my, But it is what it is. But yeah, I would always take a nap right after lunch, and then I remember Mr. Martin. I think it was Mr. Martin. It was a history teacher, Mr. Martin. He came into Circle B one day, and he saw me, and because I would fall asleep in almost every class, and he saw me, and then the next day he goes, "Now I understand why you sleep all the time."
Yeah.
It's like, because you work all night. Yeah, because we wouldn't get out of there till 11:30, 12 o'clock at midnight every time.
Really?
There were no child labor laws back
I
then.
know.
Right?
Yeah.
Speaking of the lunches, I remember I used to love the French fries. There's
Yeah.
something about the French fries. But then after we would eat lunch, like you said, the snack bar, I remember they had ham and cheese sandwiches in
Yeah.
that cellophane.
Yeah.
Right? They'd wrap them up nice and
Yeah,
tight,
yeah.
where it was actually kind of hard to see what kind of sandwich you were getting because they would put all the, and then you sit there and unwrap.
Yeah.
And then the cookies, you said,
Yeah, the
I remember the
cookie.
chocolate ones with
Yeah.
the white cocaine on it. I mean, the powder, the sugar on them.
And then the punch was just straight Kool-Aid, like
They'd be back to
8 gallons of salt, not sugar. I mean,
Yeah.
dang.
I know. Did you grow up with Kool-Aid too?
Oh,
like
yeah.
everybody else
Oh, yeah.
back in the day?
And we added ample
Yes.
amount of sugar.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember Carlos making Kool-Aid, and it was never sweet enough.
Yeah.
I mean, we'd have a gallon thing, and he'd put that much sugar in it. My mom would get all mad because he'd use all the sugar in two helpings,
Yeah. I remember the little packets because then you could choose the different flavors. We'd get the little packets of Kool-Aid.
Oh, yeah. And make your own Kool-Aid.
Yeah, to make your own Kool-Aid.
Yeah. And so then that and Tang, remember Tang?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was so
Yeah,
good.
to this day, we still buy the big carton lemonade and Chris, he's our lemonade guy.
Country Time?
Yeah, the country time.
Yeah.
Every time that time comes up, Chris, time to make some lemonade.
I bet you Chris don't remember, but remember back in the day when you would go to picnics and you'd get the cheap pop? Everybody would buy the
vests.
The vest.
Yeah.
Or whatever. Remember it was black cherry and
Yeah.
root beer and all that stuff. And black cherry would always stay till last, but then you drink it.
Yeah.
Yeah, grape and whatever it was.
Yeah, they're still around. They're still your best choice and stuff like that. But yeah, but talking about Indian Springs, I mean, how often did you guys go there?
Not very often. I mean, we did. I mean, don't get me wrong. We had some times there. I remember
Like after church?
we get dropped off there. Back in the day, you get dropped off.
Yeah.
Especially like when I went to high school and I had a little cash, we get dropped off and we go to the movies, but you never just went to the movies.
No.
I mean, you walked around like for hours, went to the arcade, and then finally ended up going to the movies. I remember there was only, I still remember watching Rocky when there was only 4 theaters on the north side of the of it before they put the other theaters in.
Yeah, before they put in the 6.
Yeah. And then I remember not my first movie, but I remember a movie I saw it. The other one was Freddy Krueger, the first Freddy Krueger.
We did too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what Sandy and her cousins remember, and her sisters.
Yeah. So
Oh,
I
yeah,
remember
watching
going to
Nightmare on
that.
Elm Street.
Yeah, watching that at the new theaters there.
Yeah.
And there was other movies, of course, Back to the Future. I think I watched there. But yeah, it was cool,
Yeah.
But then all of a sudden it went down. So.
Yeah.
I passed by there the other day. I was bringing my mom this way, and we were on State Avenue, and we were driving east. And right before we hit where the Indian Springs was, the only thing that is still there is the sign that tells you that the mall is here.
Mm-hmm.
And the big Indian Springs, it's still there.
Yeah.
Which is cool to
I
see.
drive by it a lot because, I work on the highways. But yeah, and then...
It's like woods now. I mean,
the trees are coming up through the concrete.
Trees, trees are growing through there.
Yeah. And they've never had anything put there.
And our tax lady had told us it was called Indian Springs because there was water underneath it.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that, but she said there's water. There's
I believe it.
rivers
Which is probably
underneath.
why they don't rebuild anything.
Right.
But-
Well, yeah, but they didn't give a shit back then. We were walking above rivers.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
Maybe that's where all those. Remember they had the fountains.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, maybe it's coming from
Wow.
I forgot about the fountains. Yeah,
maybe-
Where were they? Inside?
yeah. There was a penny. You see pennies in
yeah,
it?
yeah.
Yeah.
Was that right in
Because
front?
my dad would get mad because I was always trying to get the quarters. I'm like, somebody's collecting all this at the end of the day. Somebody's collecting. Where's it going?
Right.
Yeah, you know.
What was that? So if you walked in the main entrance, was it?
Are you talking about from the Fun Factory side?
No, the main entrance, right in the middle. If you walked in there,
Oh.
because there was the pizza place, Italian Delight, and then you walked in, and there was that jewelry store where you get the little I Am Loved,
Yeah.
right. But what was the main department store right across?
It was JCPenney.
Was it JCPenney? Okay,
Yeah.
because down on the second level, of JCPenney, wasn't there a fountain down there in front of
Yeah.
it? Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I remember that.
Because remember the escalators that
Yeah.
would take you down there, and then underneath the escalators was that maze.
Yeah.
Kids,
yeah.
you remember that maze, right?
I think so.
It wasn't
yeah.
much of a maze.
No,
but we
it
thought-
wasn't, but
yeah.
it was kind of cool to run through there.
Yeah, I remember that. But and that's I remember never having Chinese food till I was like 18 years old.
Same here.
And then ate Chinese food at the restaurant right across the street from the movie theater. There was a restaurant, the Sixplex, whatever, the bigger one.
Yeah.
Right across there was a Chinese restaurant.
Really?
Yeah, because I went there with Pauline and Felisa, and we ate Chinese food. They ate it all the time. I had no idea what the heck I was eating.
Yeah.
But,
You know, I didn't get introduced to Chinese food until I started working
Yeah.
back in maybe 90, 91, 92.
No, I love it. But yeah.
I know, right? It's
I was like,
good
man,
stuff.
where I've been.
Yeah. Okay. Well, speaking of jobs, now you're 9 to 5. You're working for.
So right now, I work for Streetwise, which is a traffic control company.
Okay. I thought you guys were Roadrunner, or is that
Yeah.
a totally different?
And so I first started in the traffic control. I worked for a company called Safety Flare, and that's where Hyman
And Lou and Blue, yeah.
they all worked there.
Yeah.
And I outlasted them all. They all quit. They all went other ways.
Retired.
Yeah.
Well, Jaime retired, and
Yeah.
then.
So,
Yeah.
anyways, so Safety Flare sold to United Rentals, and I stayed with United Rentals. And when it became United Rentals, I actually moved into the office, and that changed my life because I learned a bunch of different stuff there. But then United Rentals decided to sell.
Oh, wow.
So I was losing my job because they were just gonna move out of Kansas City. So me and this other guy named Chopper that worked at there we talked this lady that owned a little company called Roadrunner down in Jackson, Missouri, to open up a branch in Kansas City. So
Wow.
so Chopper and I opened up a branch in Kansas City, and that's when I met Sandy, because Sandy, I would help with the soccer league. That was about the same time. So this is 2003, you know.
Okay.
It had to be, yeah, because I started with Roadrunner in 2003.
Okay.
So Chopper and I built that branch up for 20 years. So I mean, we started the first year. We think we made 120,000.
Wow.
Really. And then when I was done, because Chopper retired early because he actually went blind
Mm.
because he had he has an eye problem.
Yeah.
But anyways, I think we were doing like 2 million, 3 million a year but then they sold, right? And so, things that I don't really want to get too much
Right.
into legally stuff. But
Yeah.
anyway, so they sold, and right before they sold, like that year before they sold, the NFL draft came to Kansas City. So
Okay.
So
So that was like 2 years ago, right?
yeah, 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah.
But let me back up a little bit.
Right.
You know, I always had a big family,
Mm-hmm.
and when we were starting with Roadrunner, it just wasn't enough money. So I always worked 2 jobs. So that's when I worked Arrowhead. I worked down at Kemper Arena, and I learned the event side of it. You know, because event traffic is a little bit different than construction traffic.
Yeah.
So I learned the flows of traffic, learned all that stuff, and then I kind of liked it. I really did, even then when I didn't need the job anymore, because I started making really good money at Roadrunner. I kept it because, you know, something to do, something different. Got to see a bunch of concerts. I mean,
Right.
I worked Starlight, I've worked Sandstone. I couldn't tell you how many different shows I've seen in my life because of it.
I think we saw you at one. We went to a
Yeah.
concert.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
when we ran into you.
So, you know, I've always just kept working my side gig because, you know, something to do, keep busy.
Yeah.
And probably because my mom always worked her butt off. I don't know, it's just in my blood.
Yeah.
Anyhow, So then the NFL draft comes to Kansas City, and Roadrunner puts out the bid for it. And I told Toad, which was my dispatcher at the time, I was like, we're going to get this bid. We're going to do it. You know, so we went down because we put our name on the list to interview for it. And it just so happened that the two guys that we interviewed, one was a Mexican and one was I don't know what he is, but I thought he was Mexican. He's like, I'm not Mexican. But
Could have been like from El Salvador.
Yeah,
El Salvador.
No, he's European.
Puerto Rico. Oh,
His name's
okay.
Joe Como. But anyways,
Okay.
I thought he was Mexican. So, anyways, we hit it off. So the main guy for the draft, his name's Brian Trujillo.
Okay.
And he's from Colorado, and we hit it off. And so we get the bid, you know. And because I know event traffic, I knew what it'd take, and it was at the Liberty Memorial.
Right.
And I've shut down the Liberty Memorial. I couldn't tell you how many times, because we used to do Rockfest at the Liberty Memorial.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah, so I knew exactly what was going on. Anyways, knocked it out of the park. But right after that, Roadrunner sells. So
Right after that?
Well, they were in the process, but I knew that was my last big job for Roadrunner. So then I put in my notice, and I told them, you know, I'm done. I'm not, because they were going to go back to, they were selling to a big corporation, and I just didn't want to do that anymore. I mean, I did it with United Rentals, so I was like, it had the same feel. And they came in, and they would talk to me, and I was like, yeah, I'm not doing this, you know. Anyway, so I bet on myself. I had a 2-year non-compete. So, and I had a buddy of mine that owns this.
Yeah.
And he was like, hey, I want to hire you. And I'm like, well, I got this non-compete. And he goes, well, give it to me, and I'll give it to my lawyer. So
See?
So then he gives it back to me. He goes, yeah, you're screwed.
Oh,
shit.
Yeah. He goes, that's ironclad, bro. He goes, that's a tough one. You know, and it's like, okay. So I knew I still didn't want to work for the corporation. So I called Brian Trujillo with the NFL, and I'm like, hey, man, I'm looking for work. If you need work, give me a call. Didn't hear nothing all summer, but I always had a second job. So I was always working, you know, for the Chiefs and all this other stuff. You know, I always work, you know, so I was okay, you know. And then, like in August, he calls me and he's like, hey, man, I need you. So I said, okay. And he goes, it's in Detroit. I said, okay, I'm going, you know. So, you know, we negotiated, you know, it's good money for 1 month. It's great money for 1 month, you know. So I was like, all right. And I go, do you got anything else? And he goes, yeah, man, I also do this Red Bull event in Utah, Red Bull Rampage. I said, sign me up. I go, what? He goes, what? He goes, but there's no traffic control there. It's like, what else is there to do? He goes, you can drive a water truck. I said, I'll drive a water truck, man. So, you know, I ended up driving this big old water truck through the mountains, man. It was, I'm telling you, the first 30 times I drove it, because what it is you drive this trail and you keep the dust down all day long, because they bring trucks back and forth, because they're building this big event back in the mountains. So so you got to keep the dust down, because there's people that live around there, not many, but there's some, and they always complain about the dust. So my job was just to drive a water truck all back and forth. They're like 10 miles of trails, right? But some of it, man, you look down, you're this close and you're dead. I mean, and the first, so you fill up the water truck, it's a regular road on a regular street, and then you go a little bit, and then you just go up this big embankment, right? But it's gravel, and if you got too much water, you start spinning. But if you go to the side, you're dead. You know, it's over, right? So it took me a little bit to get used to it and know exactly how to hit the throttle and all that stuff. But I did it, and so I did that, you know, which was cool, because it was out in Utah.
And you did that for how long?
It was just a 2-week job.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I did that for 2 weeks, and I did other stuff. And then, of course, I always worked. The company I work for here is called Premier Parking, that does all the events around town. And, you know, we would go to, there's a big show in Oklahoma we'd go to. So, anyways, long story short, I had plenty of work. And then I did that for 2 years. And then
during your non-compete.
During my non-compete. And then when my non-compete was up, I went to Streetwise and, you know, negotiated my salary with them. But after I negotiated it, I told them, well, I need a month off to work the draft.
Yes.
And this was the draft.
That
this was
recently
being
happened, right?
Green Bay. No, this was this year's draft. Yeah, because so I did the draft in Detroit, and then I did the draft in Green Bay, and then when I got done with Green Bay is when they hired me. You know, that was 2 years. It would have been 2 years, and then so after I got done with Green Bay, that's when I got hired with Streetwise. So I've been with Streetwise almost a year now.
Okay.
So I negotiated my contract with Streetwise, and I'm the rental manager. I'm in charge of all their daily rental, which is, you know, just it is what it is. But I rent stuff all day long.
Okay.
Anyhow, but then I went to Pittsburgh for the draft.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I just got back from Pittsburgh, and I was there for 42 days, a little bit more than a month. But you know, and the owners of Streetwise like, I thought you said a month.
That's right. Yeah.
A little bit more than a month, but yeah.
How do you compare the two? Since you did the one in Kansas City as well.
Kansas City was easy.
Oh,
Because
really?
it's my hometown.
Yeah.
and
It's
Your
Yeah.
backyard, man.
it was
Yeah.
my
And
backyard.
then, like you said, you did the Rock Fest and all those, so you
but-
knew exactly.
But Detroit, if they would have told me what I was getting into, I wouldn't do it.
Really?
Oh, Detroit was insanity. It was this major festival downtown city. So I was shutting down roads. I shut down a highway, you know, in Detroit, and yeah, I didn't know what I was doing.
Yeah.
Honestly, what I know now compared to what I mean, I thought I knew I thought I knew what a big deal was, a big festival. No, nothing would prepare you. So it was kind of good that I didn't know,
Yeah.
because I went in
Raw.
kind
You went in raw.
of ignorant to it, which helped me, you know. And I just grinded, man.
Yeah.
I just did it. And the worst thing about Detroit was that, so when you go in, you're basically the expert, and then you got to hire a company to actually do all the road closures. And the company I hired, I won't say their name, but they were no bueno.
Okay.
Yeah, so I ended up doing a lot of the work myself, which in retrospect was really good because it got me in shape. I mean, I hadn't been in that good shape since I was in 20s, man. I was throwing sandbags like crazy. But yeah,
You were ready to play some football.
yeah, I was ready. I mean, I was in shape, but there were long hours, and you know, it was when they say there was 1 million people there was 1 million people there.
No,
Yeah,
shit.
it was one of the biggest things I've ever done.
Oh,
You know,
wow.
so then get done with that, go through the summer, and then I did Green Bay, which Green Bay was totally different. You know,
Where was theirs at?
right
by the stadium?
Right by the stadium, and
Remember going there?
yeah. So Green Bay was cool. You know, I got some cool picks. You know, you know, but Green Bay wasn't as hard. You know, because we thought it was going to be hard because it was such a small place. So we thought it was going to get overwhelmed, but it was actually quite easy. And one thing that I learned is that there's nothing else going on in Green Bay. So once the draft is over, the people just go home. And like in big cities, they stay and party. They're all
Yeah.
downtown. I mean, the traffic is horrible.
Because that stadium is in the neighborhood.
Oh yeah, it's in the
It was-
neighborhood. It's a strange little place.
Yeah.
But it's kind of cool. I mean, I met some really good people there.
That's
you
cool.
know. But then this year I went to Pittsburgh, and Pittsburgh is just like Detroit, but worse because all the bridges. You know, you guys ever been to Pittsburgh?
Yeah.
You know, and
Didn't we go?
Uh,
Wasn't that where Joey?
well, we were in Phoenixville.
but did you go
Pennsylvania.
downtown? Did you go downtown to Pittsburgh?
That's not where the Rocky.
No, that's
Nah,
Philadelphia.
Oh, okay.
Other side
Sorry.
of the state. But
Yeah.
anyways, so Pittsburgh's a bunch of bridges.
Yeah.
You know, and they had their
The steel town, right?
yeah,
It's like the steel
yeah. But it's a
workers.
cool town. I mean, it's
Yeah.
beautiful. I tell anybody to go just for the layout and the way
Really?
the hills are. It's a beautiful place.
I thought that about Philly.
Yeah, but you know, it's tough because all the requirements they put on us. You know, at the draft, I showed you pictures.
Yeah.
You know, it was. I mean, we closed down bridges, we closed down highways for a festival. You know,
That's crazy.
And so yeah, it's just like I tell people, and I mean it when I say it. It's like, and Mario, when I tell you this, I've done some hard work in my life, but this for 56, man, it was the hardest thing I ever did.
Wow.
And just the amount of hours I put in. I mean, I was putting in 20, 21 hours a day. And then the days of the draft, I was getting maybe 45 minutes sleep. And that was just falling asleep in the truck for a little bit, waking up, just to make sure everything was correct, you know. But, you know,
So your job is still labor intensive.
only the draft. I mean, the one that I do now here in Kansas City, it's only labor intensive because I go out and help.
Okay.
I choose to do stuff like that.
Okay.
You know,
but you moved kind of away from all of that because I know, like with Jaime, it was dangerous. You know, he didn't want to be on the.
Well, that's one of the things that I when we started Roadrunner, we got away from the highways.
Oh.
And that's when I say daily rental. Daily rental is really not on the highways, and just the highways are insanity nowadays. I mean, it's just
because everybody's on their phone.
Everybody's on
paying
their
attention.
phone. But you know what's nuts is like.
And the speed limits are up higher now, right?
But after COVID, I don't know what happened to the city. I mean, people just started driving crazy here. You know,
It was COVID.
I'm really thinking
You
it
gotta
was
blame everything on COVID.
because, I mean, I just went to Pittsburgh, right? People drive a little crazy in Pittsburgh, not like here.
Really?
Oh no, it takes me a minute to remember how to drive here because I have to look in my rearview mirror here all the time. You
Right.
know, you don't have to do that in other towns. I mean, in Houston you do. You know, but Houston's huge.
Yeah.
You know, but so
Interesting.
but so that's so my 9 to 5 basically is, you know, working at Streetwise, and then I still work for Premier Parking, so I'll do the current games, and then I'll do Arrowhead. You know, I like Arrowhead. I like doing it. I know it's long hours, and sometimes I hate it, but it's kind of nice getting the ring when they win the Super Bowl.
You do have one? You have 2, 3, whatever that is?
Yeah, I got 2 of them.
Do you?
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah. I should have had 3, but I quit for a year.
Yeah.
And then they win, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, but they're not the big rings. You know, they're not the monster rings.
Right,
no,
but still.
They're still nice, though. I mean, I'd have to ask how much it costs, but it's a nice ring.
Oh.
You know? Nice enough that I don't tell my kids to wear it. Wear it.
Heck yeah. Tell Sandy that story, that picture you showed me when you were the helmet.
Oh, yeah. So the other day, I get a text message from Steve Farrago with the NFL, and he's like, "Hey, James, thanks for all the hard work you did, you know, at the NFL draft. What's your address?" So I shot him my address because then I knew he was going to give me some swag, you know. So today, on my ring, I see a box. So I'm like, I'm going to go home. So I drive home, and I open up this box, and it's he got me a Kansas City Chiefs helmet, a real helmet, and it's signed by Patrick Mahomes. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I said, damn, you should have brought it for show and tell.
Yeah.
Wow.
I know that.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's real cool.
Yeah.
So, and then that's the cool thing is like all the swag you get, you know, because I've gotten 3 footballs. All the footballs are NFL footballs, but they're like this year it says Pittsburgh. Last year it was Green Bay, and the year before it was Detroit. I didn't get one from Kansas City though, but you know,
Hey,
yeah,
I'm impressed that you can say that the guy from the NFL knows you by name.
yeah.
Like, not everybody.
Yeah, you know, but you know what's funny is they're just regular people.
Right.
Yes.
Once you learn, you know, and it took me forever to figure this out. It's just regular people doing exceptional stuff.
Yeah.
That's all it is. It's just guys that, and they're no better than anybody else. I tell people this all the time. Some of the dumbest people I know are the most successful because you know why? Because they're fearless. Because they'll just go get it. You know, and they don't care if they fail. And if they do fail, they'll still go get it again. You know, and they'll just get up and go do it. And I learned a lot from. I don't minimize anybody's education because I know so many people that didn't even graduate high school that are successful at what they do or happy. You know, which is a big thing. Like I say this about, you know, my brother-in-law Masu, who passed away. You know, he never made more than $30,000 a year, but he always had money, and he always had clothes, and he always had food, and he always had money in the bank. You know, and here I am, making over 6 figures, and I'm struggling sometimes.
Yeah.
You know, and why is that? You know, because he knew what he was doing.
Yeah.
You know, and he took care of himself, and he took care of what he needed to take care of. It's big lessons I learned in life. You know, it's like, you know, I remember the story. So, and Jaime was there. We were at Safety Flare, and we couldn't figure out how to shut this door. I don't know what we did to the door of a truck, but we couldn't shut it. It wouldn't shut right. It wouldn't set up right. And we're all looking at it, you know. We're like, man, how do we fix this? We're gonna get in trouble, you know. And I remember there was a guy named Charlie Wetzel. He wasn't very smart and always used vulgar language. You know, you could tell him, man, he wasn't educated. He looks at it, he goes, just move that a little bit. and it shuts. You know, so I was like, you know, so you never know where you're going to get some wisdom from.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
so and I thought about it. I was like, you know, why he knows that? It's because he's never had anything and he had to adapt.
Yeah.
You know, there was no special tool for him. You know, he had to adapt. So, yeah, those people that I know that are supposed to be like big time, they're just like you and me. You know, that's why I always when I talked to you the other day, and I was so proud of what you're doing and all this, the podcast and everything. It's because I just think it's so great that, you know, you're sticking your head out, you know, your neck out, and you're trying to do something that, you know, you might get some criticism. Some people might not like it, but who cares, man?
Right.
You're doing it. And we're too old to care.
Right.
You know?
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah. But, you know, that's my speech. But yeah.
No, thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know,
So, yeah,
you get
go
this.
ahead. So you are part of the whole changing of the stadium, getting it ready for FIFA.
So
Are you doing? Are
so
you part
all
of
I
that?
do is the traffic.
Oh,
Okay, that's it. I don't do anything inside the stadium. So Premier Parking does all the parking for Arrowhead. So,
Okay.
So Ryan Wade, who owns Premier Parking, which is one of my really good friends, it's funny because for almost all the year I work for him, but then during the draft he works for me
Oh,
because
wow.
I hire Premier Parking. I fly those guys out to come work the draft. So this year for Pittsburgh, I had 35 Premier Parking employees, and we flew them out.
oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But anyways, so Ryan's really involved in that.
Okay.
And doing that, and then I help him and I assist him in everything that he does. So, you know, in the profession that I am, you know, I'm not just traffic control, but event traffic. I would this is just a guess. I mean, because I haven't met that many guys that do it.
Yeah.
But there's probably like 10 to 15 in the whole country
Wow.
that know how to do it at a major level, and there's two of them here in Kansas City. It's me and Ryan. So we can do some big things, but it's only traffic
Okay.
and pedestrians.
Okay.
You know.
Then they're at the K,
Yeah.
Kaufman?
at the Kaufman,
Yeah.
the Chief Stadium.
Yeah.
The people that work at the K now have to park even further under the bridge or something in
Yeah.
preparation
In
for
Lot
FIFA
J.
in Lot J or whatever. So I'm guessing you're a part of that then, right?
No, we don't do the
No?
Royals. It's funny. It's just like at Pittsburgh, the Pirates and the Steelers don't get along.
Oh.
The Chiefs and and Kaufman don't get along really. So the cool thing about Kaufman though, their parking guys actually get paid really good. Those guys have been there for a long time.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, I always tell people don't make fun of parking guys. Those boys make some money. Some of them guys, you know, just because they're out there doing what they're doing. You know,
Yeah.
it's a heck of a part-time job. But yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, they have to move back because FIFA's coming in.
Yes.
And that's the crazy thing about FIFA is like FIFA's like the NFL, so I kind of understand it. So when the NFL comes in, they hire their own people. They do their own thing. They basically rent the stadium from you. So the NFL rented the stadium from the Steelers, you know, and the Steelers, you're out for that month. So that's what's going on with FIFA. You know, the Chiefs have nothing to do with it.
Right.
FIFA came in and they're the ones throwing this, and the Chiefs can help and they can do a few things, but for the most part, it's all FIFA. So they get hired. Everybody gets hired through FIFA.
Yeah, you know what? And I saw they showed construction going on there at Arrowhead, taking down
Yeah.
what is it, GEHA?
Yeah.
They'll
Taking
bring all
down,
that down.
taking
Yeah.
down all kinds of stuff,
Yeah.
so it won't
Right.
be Arrowhead or
Because it's different.
Jihad Stadium. Or,
It's different advertising.
Yeah.
Same way at the NFL draft. I mean, we take down everything or cover it up. Anything that has to do, if it's not part of the NFL, if it's just Pittsburgh Pirates or whoever, or Steelers or whoever it is, they take it down because it's different. It's different advertising.
Yeah.
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 And you had to go and get the FIFA credentials as well then?
I did all that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was easy for me because, I mean, I have that picture already and all that stuff. I'm used to doing all that. But yeah,
Yeah.
you're gonna get one if you took a
I'm
picture.
gonna go work. Yep.
Yeah, you got to work.
It's all right. I'll do it, man.
Yeah.
I'll do it.
Yeah.
I'll do it.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
What
it's gonna be
are
fun.
you going to be doing there? Oh, you're volunteering for something, right?
No, it's not volunteering. So I work. We have a friend that has a barbecue spot at the K.
Okay.
And he does the Chiefs as well.
Okay.
And so he's going to be selling his barbecue there at the games.
Okay.
So I'm going to go work.
Yeah.
But
Have they told you what time you got to show up and all that? Yeah.
I don't know all those details, but I'm sure it's going to be crazy.
Yeah. Like for parking.
Like for Chiefs games, they park.
Off site.
Yeah,
And they
off
bus
site,
you
and then
in.
they get bussed in. So
They bus you in.
yeah.
But I was just thinking about that driving in here. It's like, because I get there so early for Chiefs games, and I'm there so late because we're the first in and the last one's out. I get to park on site. They give me a pass, but I'm not going to get a pass for FIFA. I'm going to have to do what you guys do.
Really?
But,
Yeah.
They're not going to let you in. They're not going to let you. It's just total difference.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
So yeah, I'm going to have to figure.
Are you
that
looking?
out.
Are you looking forward? I mean, it's not. I mean, the work part I understand, but I mean, just the fact that FIFA's coming to town.
Yeah.
and You're a big
I just-
soccer fan.
I
and-
just hope it's as big as they said it was going
I
to
know.
be.
You know what? I just
Yeah.
heard a week or two ago that right now, Kansas City is not the best. Oh, how'd they say it? We're on the bottom of the totem pole as far as
The interest of where to
yeah.
watch a game or something.
something like that. Yeah, even though we have Argentina coming in,
But
this
they're-
is not Kansas City is not the place to be.
No.
Either Dallas
Right.
or Chicago or whatever other cities are hosting.
Yeah.
Those are the places to be,
Yeah.
but Kansas City is not.
Well, honestly,
It's sad. I mean, because
but the games they're having here aren't.
Oh.
I mean, it's like Argentina, who they're playing. Yeah, I don't remember
Yeah.
who they're playing.
Yeah.
And even I think, and I don't remember all the teams, but there's not big matches. But we do have. I think we have a quarterfinal here,
Oh, okay.
so that'll be a big game.
yeah, that one will.
Yeah, but you're right. I mean, the interest. This is just me talking. I think the prices are going to have to go down a little bit.
Oh yeah.
Think so?
You know, I think so. I don't see. Maybe we'll see. I don't know. You know, I mean, it might.
To fill up Arrowhead.
Yeah, I mean that's a lot of seats, man.
Yeah, it is.
You know, so I just what it holds like 75 for
Yeah.
a football game, and I know they took some seats out because of the soccer field has to be bigger, but
Oh.
it's still 72, 73
That's,
probably.
yeah, it's gonna be crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was never really a soccer fan. I mean, yeah, I played it in high school, but no, did I really play it? No, I fucking didn't. I was just there.
Because your friends were playing.
All my friends are playing, so that's why I was there. Yeah, we talked about it
Yeah.
last Saturday, and but being that my oldest he played, and I kind of was just there just to support him.
Mm-hmm.
But then I started to learn more when our daughter was playing,
Yeah.
and she's still playing for Johnson County.
Yeah.
So I still don't understand the offsides because I'm like, they blow the whistle. I'm like, was she offsides or not? Some say yes, some say no. I'm like, I could never understand the rule,
Yeah.
the offside rule. I mean, I understand how it's supposed to work, but everybody has a different view
Yeah.
of it.
Well,
We knew nothing about soccer.
you did it.
No, until Mario started playing, and then
Yeah.
I was coaching. We were
Yeah.
coaching, and we learned as we
And then
went
Really?
along.
we got suckered into
because-
coaching back
I
when
know.
you know.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I had fun because I was Augie's assistant. Augie always had good teams.
Yeah.
And there was one tournament, one game we played. Our kids played, and Marty was playing, and Augie's like, "Mario, I can't be there." He goes, "Can you do me a favor and be there?" I'm like, "I said, you serious, Steen?" I said, He goes, "Dude, just here's the lineup.
Yeah.
To put them there. They'll take care of it. Brandon, Courtney,
Yeah.
Marty, they got okay."
Yeah.
Shoot, they made me look good
Yeah,
on the
did
side.
they? Yeah.
Yeah, they made me look real good.
Yeah.
Coaches, we shake hands. This coach tell me, "Oh, you got a great team, coach." I said, "I know. We work hard on these boys." But yeah, you know, and I'm like, I don't know nothing about this.
Yeah. Augie always had good teams.
Yeah,
You know.
he's a good coach.
Yeah,
Augie's always
yeah.
been a good coach.
Yeah. Man, he's been doing it forever.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Is he still coaching?
Yeah.
And I know Brandon and the Courtney are doing some good things right
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
Which I'm still trying to get them
I
into the
know.
pod. I'm trying to get them here.
We're so busy.
Well,
But they're so
Brandon's,
busy.
Brandon's my godson.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but you know, I ran into Augie because my son Cade
Yeah.
wrestles, and Harmon had to be there because he goes to Miege. My son does.
Oh, okay.
And then Harmon was there, so I ran into Augie and Margie. They were there.
Oh, okay.
Had but yeah, Brandon's doing great.
Yeah.
You know,
They're good. They're doing good things.
Yeah, they're doing really good things. But yeah, but
That's good.
I mean, I started coaching as soon as my kids. Well, Casey K League was
Right.
soccer, but I still coach basketball. I mean, you know what's funny is I never played organized basketball. It was always street ball.
Just street ball, yeah.
Yeah, that's it. But I've been coaching basketball.
You're
as
still
long as-
coaching right now?
Yeah, yeah. Because my son Aaron, he's going to be 13. Yeah, so he's going to be 8th grader next year, and so he goes to Holy Name.
Oh, okay. Down on the boulevard.
Down on the boulevard. So now it's like four schools that have to get together to make a
Yeah.
basketball
Oh,
team.
wow.
yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
yeah. But anyways, so I get these kids and just coach them up as good as I can. You know, I'm not a good coach. You
Right.
know, I'm the basketball. I don't know. People say I'm a good coach, but I don't believe I'm a good coach. Because it's foreign to me.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah, yeah.
Like, you know who's a really good basketball coach is my brother Ralph. You know,
Yeah.
I remember back in the day when I had a good team, and my son James played on my team, so I invited Ralph to help me coach one year. Man, I don't know how he sees it, but and to get the kids to do it. But it's kind of like soccer. I don't know how I can coach soccer better than basketball because it's just fluid, right?
Yeah.
There's no when you grow up playing football and there's a play, you know, and
Yeah.
you can huddle up and tell the kids where to do it,
Uh-huh.
then that's your mindset.
Yeah.
But in soccer and basketball, it's fluid.
Right.
You know, the kids just have to know how to do it.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I've been coaching, motivating in basketball. I couldn't say coaching
Yeah.
for forever. But
yeah.
and I still got 2 more years because my grandson Nito, he's 1 year younger than Aaron, so I'm coaching him too. So,
Oh,
Wow.
okay.
yeah,
Okay, well, let's get into your kids. So,
Yeah.
how many do you have?
7.
7 kids.
Yeah, so Pauline and I had 5 kids. So little James, which is my oldest,
Okay.
and then Maria, and then Sarah, Julia, and so then we waited 10 years, and then we had Pablo,
All right.
and Pablo's the one that went to Notre Dame, and
Shout out to all of them.
all that, yeah.
Yeah.
And so then Pauline and I got divorced,
Uh-huh.
and so I met a lady named Angelina Ramirez,
Okay.
and when I met her, she had a little boy. His name was Cade.
Okay.
He wasn't even 1 yet, and so I started dating her, and a couple of years later, we had a kid together,
Okay.
Aaron. So, and Angelina and I, you know, we're better off as friends. You know, she's a great woman, but it just, you know,
Yeah.
sometimes is what it is.
Yep.
But Aaron and Cade, you know, I raised them.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
yeah. So they're like yours, yeah.
Yeah, they're mine. And well, Aaron is, and Cade is too. I mean,
Right, yeah.
But so now Cade's at my age. This is a sophomore year. He'll be a senior, a junior next year.
Wow.
And then
Okay.
Aaron's going into 8th grade. So yeah, I got older kids in their 30s, and then I got 2 teenagers.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, which it's great
Yeah.
because, so you know, then I got grandkids. You know, because Sarah had Adriana and Nito, and then Julia had Zay Jr. And so yeah,
So you have 3 grandkids then.
I have 3 grandkids.
Okay.
Yeah, and
Wow, that's cool.
and Julia lives with me, and so does little James right now. You know, because little James went through cancer,
Yeah.
so he moved back in the house, and he's doing great.
Good.
By the way,
Good.
yeah.
Good.
Yeah,
I was going to ask because we went to his fundraiser.
Yeah, he beat it, man.
That's good.
Yeah,
Good for him.
yeah, and he actually got the colostomy bag off and everything.
Good.
good.
So yeah, so
Good.
that was, you know, it's funny, man. I'm just grateful.
You know, we got to give him this.
Yeah. But
Yeah, good for him.
if you don't mind, I could tell the story.
No, please.
So I come back from the draft in Green Bay, and you know, when your kids are older, and remind your kids to come see you, but you know they
Yeah.
get older, they don't see you as much, right? So I might have seen little James, and I call him little James, but he's 6'4". I seen little James in January before I went to the draft, and I could tell he lost a little weight, but I didn't think anything of it.
Yeah.
You know, a little weight. I come back from the draft, so I'm at the draft 40 days. So this is May now of last year.
Uh-huh.
Just last year in May, I come back, and like a week into it, he comes to see me, and he looks like he'd come out of a concentration camp. Seriously, I mean, he lost so much weight. He looked so weak, you
Yeah.
know, and And me being an asshole, and that's the only way I can say it, is I said, "What drugs are you on?" You know,
That's your first instinct.
yeah, in my first instinct, you know, and him being who he is, told me to F off, you know, and walked out of the house, which rightfully so, right? It took me 3 weeks of apologizing and talking to him, and then finally, you know, it can't just be me. His friends, whoever, finally talked him into saying, "Hey, you know, you need to go to the doctor." So he calls me on a Sunday. Remember this. He calls me and says, "Hey, Dad, I want to go to the doctor on Monday." I said, "Okay," and I hang up the phone and I drive over there, and I knock on the door, and he's like, I said, "What's the difference? What's the difference for a few hours? Let's go."
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And this is a Sunday night, like at 9:00 at night. You know, so let's go, you know. So I drive him over to KU, and I take him to KU, emergency room, and, you know, I drop him off, and then I go park the car, and I come back, and when I come back, he's not there. You know.
So it's that quick.
You know, but I'm usually you go in, get your vitals, and you sit back down.
Right.
I didn't see him, you know. And then he texts me and says, "Hey, Dad, they want you to come back." So I go back over there, and there's a doctor there, and she goes, and you could tell she didn't say anything too much, but she goes, "We're going to have some imaging done, and then we'll come in and talk to you." So I said, "Okay." So I sit there with them, and the lady comes real quick, and they take him back to imaging. And I remember asking the lady from the imaging, "So how long does it usually take to get results back?" She goes, "Oh, 2 or 3 hours." So they bring him back. It wasn't about 20 minutes, and he sits down there, and it wasn't 30 minutes, and I had 3 doctors in there, right? And they're telling me that he has cancer, and they're gonna have to take a foot of intestine out of his upper intestine. He has upper not intestine, colon. They said upper colon, upper colon cancer. You know, and I'm like, okay. I was like, and you know, it was one of the toughest things. Not for me, but for seeing my son.
Yes.
You know, seeing my son, and you know, my son told me, he goes, "Dad, I don't want to die." You know. Anyhow.
Yeah.
I told him, "You're not."
Yeah.
So, and he didn't.
Right.
But I think about that, man, and I mean, the next day they had him in surgery, and they took it out, and they gave him a colostomy bag. But man, he did it, you know. But it wasn't just him; it was everybody, you know, all the people that showed him love.
Yeah.
I mean, all those fundraisers. He must have had 3 or 4 fundraisers, man, and he made all kinds of money.
There's that. Use that. Use that.
But you know.
Yeah.
But I think about my life, and I think about where I was in life, and I never doubted it. The hardest part was seeing my son, you know, but I never doubted that he wasn't going to make it through it. You know, I knew that it wasn't his time,
right.
You know, and so he moved back home because chemo's, I don't know if you ever had anybody go through chemo, man, it's bad, right? But so I gave up my room, and because he had to have his own shower, you know, you can't have anybody, you know, in the same shower because, you know, all the chemicals and stuff. But anyways, you know, just lucky I got a big house and all this. So anyhow, but yeah, he kind of got lucky in a way too, because he was really sick, right? And he was really malnourished, and the doctor didn't understand how he didn't come to the hospital sooner, you know. And you know, men are men, right? Right. And we don't want to go to the doctor. We're scared or whatever. And it was like him. You come to find out when you get interviewed by 18 doctors, because you're at KU, so they come in every 5 seconds and ask the same questions. And little by little, the truth comes out. I mean, the kid was sleeping 30 minutes at a time, having to get up, try to use the restroom, but he couldn't use the restroom because it was blocked, right? But it was a little bit. That was the only thing that was saving him. He could still use the restroom a little bit. Anyway, so I'm learning all this, and I'm looking at him like I want to slap him in his head, but I can't because he's getting ready to have surgery, you know. But yeah, he went through all that, and
wow.
But one of the things I wanted to say is, like, so he got this colostomy bag, and they put it in. So they told him it was going to be in it for a year. We had barely got home from the hospital, maybe 2 days from having the surgery to remove the cancer. By the way, the cancer, the tumor was as big as my fist.
Oh, wow.
And that's how big the tumor was. And they took it out, stage 3. Anyway, so we're back, and one day he wakes up and his intestines hanging out of his stomach. So we called the doctor, and the doctor's like, yeah, if you're really dehydrated, that's going to happen. Drink some water and call me back in a few hours, see what happens.
Really?
So he tries it, and by the time I get home from work, it's still the same way, and I'm like, oh, we got to go to the hospital, right? So we take him to the hospital, and they got to cut it off. They got to cut off another foot, right?
Oh, wow.
Because he wasn't going to go back in.
Yeah.
But that delayed his chemo. So that gave him a month, maybe a little bit more than a month, to get his energy back. And he gained like 30 pounds within that month.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think that helped him get through the first few rounds of chemo. Now, don't get me wrong. He had 12 rounds of chemo. And it wasn't just one. He had 2 different medicines.
Oh,
he would go get a pump, and they would administer the first one, and then the second one would come in right after that. And then 2 days later, he would go back, and they would clean him out, or a day later, whatever it was. He did that 12 times. So, but he didn't have to do radiation, and which was nice.
Yeah.
And then by the end of it, he was free. There was no cancer in him.
Okay, good.
So then, like, we thought it was going to be another year before they took the colostomy bag out. Because to be honest with you, that was the worst thing, the bag. Because I mean, after a while, you kind of get used to your situation, so you want to go out and do stuff. You don't want to be stuck in the house.
Right.
And I felt for the kid, because sometimes, hey, Dad, my friends are going to take me to dinner, and then he'd be back an hour later, and he'd be like, yeah, I moved too wrong, and it came out, and stuff like that. And that was tough. It'd be tough on somebody,
Right.
But yeah. So he was supposed to be a whole year with this bag, but then the doctor told him, he said, "You're doing great. Let's try to do this." And it wasn't like 2 months later. He's back to, he's not back to normal,
Right.
But he's all sewed up.
Yeah.
And little by little, he started working again. So yeah, he's doing good.
Good.
Yeah, man. It was.
Wow. He's so young, though.
Yeah, he's 36.
For a colonoscopy,
Yeah.
right?
That was the funny thing. Nothing against. So I don't have any cancer in my family that I know of. I don't know all my family, but So the doctor's asking me about family cancer and this, and I'm like, there's no cancer, and they're all looking at me like, well, there has to be something, because this is a kid, right? And I'm like, I don't have any cancer, and we have heart problems, and we're a bunch of freaking alcoholics, but
and we all eat manure and all that good shit.
Yeah, but and it was just me and James, right? And I wasn't thinking none, even though I was married to Pauline forever. I wasn't thinking too much. So Pauline comes the next day, and she's asking her, and she goes, "Oh yeah, my tia this, my tio this." And I was like, "Dang, well, yeah, there we go."
Okay.
Yeah, that side.
So
Yeah.
But.
Well, I'm so glad to hear he's doing much better.
Yeah. He's doing great, and he's, it's gonna be a fight, but I got really good kids, and they're fantastic. So all the kids stepped up, and helped. His sisters really helped a lot, but you can only help so much. It's his journey. It's his fight.
Right. Yeah.
And
well, I'm glad you drove right over there, and you said,
I should have
"Why
done
wait?"
it earlier though, but I was trying to give him some grace.
Yeah.
But I'm glad I didn't wait any longer.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
But you're right.
That's
When
good.
you don't see him
Good
for a
for him.
while, you can see those differences easier.
No, but everybody was telling me. I remember one of my daughters, I think it was Julia, was like, "Dad, you got to see little James." Because I would talk to my kids when I'm away, and I'm like, "Okay, well, when he comes, I'll see him." But I didn't. When he was malnourished.
Wow.
He was really malnourished. He'd been fighting it for a while. He's a knucklehead. He didn't want to go to the doctor.
Right.
Yeah.
But now he's changed his ways.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. But we all should take note to
Oh,
that.
yeah.
We all need to make sure we stay on top of that.
Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah. The cancer. Yeah. That's how we lost my dad in
Yeah.
2017 with cancer.
So I have 7. Everybody's like, wow, but
Yeah.
but I always knew I was going to be a dad. I always knew because of my dad when he left. I didn't know much, man, but I always knew in my heart that I was going to be a father. You know, and I may not be good at a lot of things, but I think I'm okay at being a dad. You know, to kind of a fault. You know, and and I think about this, and I think Pauline and I have actually talked about it because, you know, we didn't work out, but sometimes I wonder, now that I'm older, that maybe I tried to be a dad too much and not a husband. You know, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was, you know, you have to have this balance.
Yeah, no,
you
you're
know?
right.
You have to have a balance, you know. And it's hard when you raise without a father, and so you want to put that emphasis on things. But you know, I tell everybody, you know, and if you marry somebody, they have to be number one. You know, your kid's got to be right there too. But
right, I know.
I mean,
you're absolutely right.
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
so true.
It's tough. You know, so I don't regret anything in my life. I really don't.
Right.
But because of all the lessons I've learned. But you know. Sometimes I wish, you know, that I would have had a little bit more emphasis on being a good husband. Not that I was a horrible husband, but I think I was always trying to be a really good father.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And let that go.
Yeah.
You know.
No, that makes sense. I mean, you wanted to do better.
Right.
Than what you were experiencing.
Right. So.
Yeah.
Well, it's good. It's good to know that he's doing good now.
Yeah. He's well, you know, I'm sure he'll have
doing
his
a
ups
lot
and
better.
downs, but yeah.
Right.
You know, but he's doing.
But he's got to stay on top of it too.
Yeah,
you know?
that's the tough thing. You know, it's for the rest of his life, and then my other kids too. They have to go get.
True.
They all have to go get colonoscopies because it's in the family.
Yeah.
You know, and then they say, I mean, people are afraid to go get a colonoscopy because they know what's going to happen, but they're going to put your butt to sleep anyway. So just go with it, and that's the way that I had to do it too.
Yeah, me
fall
too.
Asleep.
Yeah.
But
you wake up and it's like, oh, I'm done.
Already?
Yeah.
What happened?
Yeah.
The worst part is the day before.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Drinking all that.
I'm drinking all that.
Yeah. You know, like I told Sandy, I said it didn't bother me. Like she throwing it up, and she'd rather drink a Sprite now and
I tell you
or
what,
Gatorade.
See, and I got one coming up, and I'm like, oh.
I got to schedule another one too because it's been 5 years, but because you know, and I don't know if you guys knew this, that I had gastric bypass. You didn't know me when I weighed 500 pounds, did you? No, for years you guys probably didn't know. No, I was big, right?
Yeah.
Whereabouts in your life were you?
In my 40s.
Oh, were you?
Yeah.
Oh.
So after I stopped coaching with Jose and everybody, and when I was going through my divorce, I got really depressed, and man, I blew up.
Did you?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
You went the opposite way.
Yeah.
A lot of people who do these divorce diets and they get all skinny.
No, I
you
blew
went the
up.
opposite way.
I blew up.
Really?
And so yeah, and so I had gastric bypass when I was 48 on my birthday.
No shit.
And that changed my life.
Okay.
Oh no, I remember going to the doctor, and even for a really big guy, I could always do exercise. I could always do stuff. Yeah, I'm big now, but I still work out. I can do squats. I do all that stuff. So I always had this in my head. I'm fine.
Yeah.
Right. I wasn't fine. So I go to the doctor, and Dr. Lil, and she's like, James, and that time my daughter Julia, I think, 8 years ago, whatever it was like, you want to see your daughter get married or this or that? And I'm like, yeah. She goes, well, you got to change your life. You're going to die. And, my legs were all purple. I was big. Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I was a big guy. Anyway, so I had gastric bypass on my birthday when I was 48 years old, and changed everything. I mean, if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't be here. So, and the lady that owned Roadrunner, Mary, paid for it.
Oh.
Because my insurance wouldn't cover it because, like I said, I was, even at 500 pounds, I wasn't diabetic, and I had a little bit of high blood pressure, but it wasn't crazy, and I didn't have any other issue, so the insurance wouldn't pay for it. So, but my doctor knew better. She looked at my legs, and then Richard Reese, my friend that's a doctor, he knew too. Anyways, because he would always try to help me do certain stuff. And Leo Moreno, God bless him, man. I remember.
I think I kind of remember.
Yeah. Leo taught me into working out with him at the gym. So we would, he we would go to Gold's Gym when it was over here
Off of Metcalf?
off of
No, not Metcalf.
Yeah,
35.
Yeah, 35.
35
Yeah.
and 75th.
Yeah,
somewhere
I
around
would meet
67,
Leo up
75th.
there, and we would box and do stuff, and he
Okay.
tried to get me to lose weight too, you
Good.
know. But yeah, so then I had gastric bypass, and that was it. Changed my life.
Okay.
And I
good.
never looked back.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah. So
Well, good for you. I'm glad you're on
Yeah.
that right path as well.
yeah, I mean, every now and then, I mean, I still didn't do it again, but I'm not gonna do gastric bypass. I need to lose some weight, but
Right.
yeah. I tell everybody, man, take care of your body.
Right.
You know.
Right.
You know, because you only have one, so go to the doctor.
Yeah.
You know, I go to the doctor every year now.
Yeah.
I don't miss, and I have them do all blood tests, everything. I don't care. Even if it costs me extra money, I don't care. I mean,
Yeah.
I had them do it all.
Yeah.
I mean, when I mean all, I mean all.
And if your doctor says take your medicine, you take your medicine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got to take it.
Right?
Or get healthy enough to get off it.
That's the thing.
That's
You know?
right. Stop
Yeah.
complaining. Just do what you need to do.
Yeah.
Hey! Shinga. I get it.
Yeah.
But no. All right. Well, before we end, let's. I got some last time you questions.
Okay.
So we'll do this because we're already at 2 hours. So.
Wow, are we? Dang.
it's
You
pretty
said it. You said it'll fly by.
I told you, yeah.
Yeah.
So all right, James. So when was the last time you stepped in on J.C. Harmon?
Woo.
You had to go pick up your diploma after you graduated.
Yeah,
month
but I
later?
went one time after that.
But the
I-
kids went to school there, didn't they?
Yeah, so it was then.
Okay, when
So-
they're playing sports or
My two daughters went to J.C. Harmon, so
Yeah.
they graduated. Well, they're 33, 32, so whenever that was.
Yeah, math doesn't math
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's the last time, and I bet you I only went in once when they were there.
Oh,
really?
Yeah, I never looked back.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I hear you.
yeah.
Last time you went golfing.
Oh, 2 or 3 months ago because of the draft. If it wasn't because I worked the draft, I'd been there last week. You know.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
part of that little group
Oh
of
yeah,
guys that always go
not
golfing.
I'm not as nuts as they are, but I'm pretty close.
Okay.
Yeah.
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 Last time you had Chinese food,
2 days ago.
did you?
Yeah.
Where's your spot?
I don't know. It was
Wherever this is.
wherever they bring it home to. Yeah. Oh, you know, real quick though. I
Yeah.
love Chinese. You know why I love Chinese food? It's because it's communal. You go with your family and you all share the food.
Oh
you
yeah,
know,
yeah.
and you just share it, and
Yeah.
that's the. I had great Chinese in Pittsburgh, man.
Did you?
Oh yeah, it was great. Yeah.
That's cool. Last time you went to a movie,
I went and saw.
Back to the Future.
No, what's that one movie? No, God dang, what's it called? Avatar, but Avatar the
The first one?
second one.
Oh, okay. So you.
That's the last time I went to.
That's been a while because
Yeah.
the third one's out now, right?
When did that one come out, Chris?
The second one came out 4 years ago.
Yeah,
Right. So
yeah.
that's
I mean, I watch movies. Don't get me wrong, but
Yeah.
at home,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
But,
All
you
the
know,
streaming.
you gotta go see Michael.
I haven't seen that yet.
You
I
gotta
heard it's
see
good.
it. It's
And I also-
I want to go again.
But
I
wait,
was-
I already heard it's coming out on the stream soon.
Okay.
What I wanted to go see was Hail Mary. You guys know about Hail Mary?
No.
I'm a big sci-fi guy.
Yeah,
but-
yeah. Which one is that one, Chris?
It's Ryan Gosling's
Yeah,
movie.
yeah.
Yeah, they say it's
space,
like-
Yeah.
Did you
really
Did you
good.
guys? Well, I didn't read the book, but I listened to the audiobook. Fantastic.
Really?
Oh yeah, man. Oh, it was.
I'm gonna have to do that.
It's fantastic, man. That's one thing I get into now is audiobooks.
Do you really?
Me
oh
too.
yeah, and yeah. So, yeah, I want to listen to Dune, but I've seen the 2 movies, but that's a long. That'd be a long one. you
Yeah.
know? Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. When was the last time you bought a pair of shoes?
Just the other day.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, man. I
Are
buy
you a
shoes all-
sneakerhead?
Not really a sneakerhead. I just like good shoes that don't hurt my feet. So, and I buy
So once they hurt your feet, what do? Toss them.
toss them, but you know, I went through this whole Hoka, On Cloud,
Yeah.
like work shoes. These are Merrell's, but yeah, I buy. One thing I don't skimp on, which is bad because then my kids see me buy these expensive shoes and they want them. You know? But yeah, I buy these On Cloud. You know what's funny? So, being a bigger guy, you get knee issues, right? Your knees
Yeah.
start hurting. So I bought these big Hokas and things, the big cushion.
Yeah.
But then I found that they're not as stable, so they hurt my knees started hurting.
What?
So
Okay.
then I went back and and On Cloud has these, because I think Roger Federer is the one that promotes On Cloud. He has these tennis shoes, so they're like the old Reeboks.
Okay.
Back in the day, and I tell you what, man,
They have the pump.
no, just the flat,
not the Shaq
just
ones.
the flat Reebok that you would have bought in 1980.
Yeah.
Right. That with no support, but these have more support now because of the technology. But that's what I wear, and they're great.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they cost $200 something. But they last forever too. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, when I say forever, like for me, because I'm a big guy, if I get 6 months out of a good pair of shoes, I'm happy with it.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
All right. I have a pair of shoes, James. If you can fit in them, I'll let you have them.
What size are they?
They're right there.
They're not. They're too big, man.
That's what I said.
That way. No.
What size? What size?
19? That's funny. Where'd you get them things?
The Adidas store.
I bought them at the Adidas store.
You just bought them to have them?
Yeah. It's a nice little
It's
conversation
cool.
starter.
Yeah.
Yeah, even though we're at the end of the show, we started a conversation about these Adidas shoes. Yep, I saw them there. I would see them there all the time, and nobody would buy them.
Yeah.
So I finally grabbed them, took them to the front, and said, "Hey, these shoes have been here for 4 or 5 years. I see them all the time. How much you want for them?"
Yeah.
Guy said, $15.
Yeah. That's the way to do it. Yeah.
And they're 19. They're 19s, and I only paid 15 for them.
Yeah. That's awesome, man.
I know, right? So yeah, I just because I've always liked the Adidas shell, the toe shell, and
That's like, is it Adidas, the indoor soccer shoe? What do they make?
the Sambas?
Sambas?
Yeah,
Oh, those are some of the best shoes.
yeah. My
ever.
boys like those shoes.
But they're narrow.
Right?
You know?
Yeah, you gotta have narrow feet.
But I remember when we
I
used
have
to
white
play,
feet, so I
me
couldn't-
too. But I always wore Sambas at indoor soccer. We played indoor soccer forever.
I was going to get ready to ask, were you a part of that team as well?
Oh,
And they
yeah.
always did the indoor?
Yeah,
Okay.
I did indoor for 15 years.
Yeah,
And then we did outdoor for a while too. So
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah. The good old days.
I know,
Good
right?
old days. Yeah. Okay, we'll get a couple more. Last time you got pulled over? Been a while.
Oh no, it wasn't that long. It's maybe 4 years ago. 4 years ago, I got pulled over. Remember when everybody was doing? It was after COVID. and
Right.
Nobody would.
Buckle up.
No, the tags were all expired tags.
Oh.
And I had just got a truck. It was still at Roadrunner, and it had a 30-day tag on it. And I'm on 435, and it's kind of raining.
Yeah.
And I see this police officer on the side of the road, and I drive by him. And as soon as I drive by him, I look, and he pulls out.
Damn.
But I have I wasn't speeding.
Right.
And I had a tag on there, so it was 435 in Antioch. Well, you get up to Antioch,
Okay.
you have to sit there because you can't turn right on red. It says no right on red.
Yeah.
But this guy's coming, man. I mean, he's coming. So I'm thinking to myself, he's going to hit me.
The cop.
Yeah, because it's raining, right? So I turn the corner, and I go down a little ways, and then he turns his lights on. And then when he comes up to me, he's like, "You know why I pulled you over?" And I'm like, "No, I don't know why." And he's like, "Because you turned right on that red." And I'm like, "Mother."
Did you?
And I was like, you were going to hit me.
Yeah.
And I said, "Man, you were coming in hot, bro." And it's raining. I
Yeah.
got my window down about this much. And it's coming down on him, right? And he goes, No, that's not. I wasn't going to hit you. I said, "Then why were you coming in so hot?" Anyways, long story short,
Yeah.
I ended up getting a ticket, but he got wet because it took forever for me to get my insurance out. Yeah.
Yeah. That's pretty well.
Yeah.
Let's see, and then the last one. When was the last time you've been in your childhood neighborhood?
Ooh, man, that's a good one. I think I drove down there. Well, my cousin Danny lives in my tia's house.
Okay.
So, not too many. Maybe 10 years ago, but I drive by there and try to see the house, but the house isn't there no more.
But you can still visualize
You
it.
can still visualize it, and honestly, there's not that many good memories out of that house.
Yeah.
Not in the house itself. In the neighborhood, it was fantastic, but in the house, no. So, I don't go too much over in that area.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, it's been about 10 years.
Yeah.
since I drove over there. Because, like I said, my cousin Danny lives in the house that my tio lived in. So, yeah.
That's right. I remember when Anna lived.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, James. Well, this was cool, man.
Oh, that's
Appreciate
awesome,
you.
man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, appreciate you. I told you time was going
I
to
know
fly,
you
man.
said it, and I was like, "Man, 2 hours." Yeah. That's cool. All right.
Yeah, but again, thank you for joining us. This was fun, man.
Yeah.
We got to catch up.
Yeah, man. I appreciate
And hopefully
it.
we could stay closer too, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. We got an event. There's an event coming up. I need parking spot. I'm gonna call you.
All right, give me a call, man. I might be there, might not.
Take my chance.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Christian, we good? Sam?
Yes.
All right, sweet. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. This is episode number 193. Until 194, adios.